Hello, welcome to Build Up to a Good Game. We're now in 5 minutes away as TSC take on West Ham United in a very cold Serbia this evening. The lineups are out already. The West Ham team is on your screen right now. Gonzo, how you doing?
I'm all right. It's not just Serbia. They can't have the, all the claim on all the coldness. It's quite cold in the man cave, to be perfectly honest with you. I thought I'd left it heated when I been out for the day. I thought, just a trickle heat. I hadn't. I'd switched everything off, which is very sensible of me. So it's freezing in here. I'm going to read the lineup for the first time. Oh, hello.
Anyway.
Oh. Yeah.
Right, as Gonzo's reading that, I will read the team out to you in case anyone is listening and watching. In goal is Lucas Fabianski, the back four for West Ham this evening. Ben Johnson comes in at right back with Konstantinos Mavropanos at centre back alongside Nefa Gerd. Aaron Creswell is left back. In midfield, we have James Ward-Prowse and Thomas Soucek, as well as Pablo Fornals, Lucas Paqueta and Said Benrahma. And up front, Mubama.
He really doesn't like Cornet, does he?
Well, him and Kerr, I'm wondering why Kerr is not playing, but we'll get on to that. But that's just starting 11. You happy with that one?
Yeah, do you reckon they're both mates with Wilfred Zaha?
I think it's give them 2 minutes because then they might sign a new contract.
Yeah. Sorry, who? David Moyes might sign a new contract.
Ben Johnson and Mubama. Thank you very much.
Yeah. No. To be fair, I think the Johnson one is sensible. Mubama, great, good. I'm really pleased for him to have a start. I'm at least pleased there's at least sort of one good player in the team in Paquetá there to supply him, because obviously you're going to be missing that some of the better players in there if Kudus isn't in and Bowen's not in, so it's good. I'm pleased. I think this is David Moyes taking it seriously, actually, Gio.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think it's arguably stronger than actually it is stronger than I expected. Not arguably, it is stronger than I thought it would. I didn't expect to see a Gerd in there. He's chosen him. But actually, let's do the bench for West Ham because sort of context is important here about in regards to who's not starting as well as who is starting. The bench for West Ham this evening, we've got Anang and Areola on there as well as Kurt Zuma. Maxwell Cornet is on there alongside Danny Ings as well as Ogbonna. Thilo Kehrer, Coventry and Emerson. And we've got the three youngsters in Chesters, Scarles and Lewis Orford as well. So there's three youngsters on the bench for West Ham this evening and then quite a few senior players. But what my point was, he's starting to Garrett over Ogbonna and Kehrer at centre-back. So that's quite a strong selection choice there. Now, some of these players have started against Burnley and will be playing against Crystal Palace. You look at Soucek, Ward-Prowse, Paqueta, Gerd. There's four of them. Mavropanos arguably could be. Mubama potentially might be on Sunday as well. So it's a very strong team from Moyes, all things considered.
Yeah, it is a strong team. And and I'm starting. Well, I'll tell you now before you ask me. I'm confident with this team. I think Moyes is we mentioned it in the breakfast show on Patreon this morning. He's often at his best when he's got to shuffle the deck, when he's got to find players for certain positions. That's that sort of stuff. He's more suited to that than being given £50 million players. This is what he does. So I'm quite confident with this, actually. And I'm really pleased with that. What I saw at the bench, I saw enough. I saw enough to know, there's enough to know there that he's chosen Mubama over Ings, which is the right thing to do. It's really nice. I like the combination that he's chosen there, which are the full-backs, even though obviously they play wing-back, which obviously Scarles and Chester's. Good choices there. Orford, good choice. It makes absolute sense. And he's obviously covering off his injuries with those as well.
The only one I've got, I'm not surprised about Cornet. Disappointed, perhaps, but not surprised. I'm disappointed about Kehrer, though. When we signed him, he was a German international, just come from PSG. Now he can't start for us when we're playing TSC back up to Pola. We're preferring Ben Johnson to him at right back. And, I don't like Kehrer at right back, but I like Kehrer, and I think he's got a future at West Ham. He's still got 3 years left on his contract. Cornet's still got 2 years left on his contract after this one. So they're both on pretty long-term deals. Whereas Ben Johnson's going in the summer as it stands. But I do wonder if this is maybe a bit of a ploy to try and get Ben Johnson to sign on the dotted line, stick around for another season at least.
I mean, listen, Kehrer could probably have a similar complaint to Fornals, which is, hold on, Moyes came in, he played me in a position that wasn't mine, and then I performed badly at it because I'm not suited to that position, and I find myself out of the team. Kehrer could have the same argument when he did have a little mistake in him, but when he started his first few games at centre-back, I've still got a player ratings book from last year, Gio. He was close to being man of the match. His first few games, he was outstanding. Then Moyes moved him to right-back. And then, of course, he was a bit crap, so that drops him from the team. So, if you're going to fail, at least you want to fail at something you claim to do. Do you know what I mean? Not fail at something you're probably crap at. What are you smiling about?
Trippy's comment in the live chat, he said, will you be doing a daily advent calendar opening? No. maybe every time we do a Patreon video, I'll open the window for the day. And
well, there won't be any surprise. Well, there, let's be fair. There'll be no variety in what. And
each chocolate will be a surprise.
Each day will be strangely familiar.
Before we move on and take a look at the back of team and tell you why tonight is quite exciting on this build-up show, Tom is asking, do you think it's Fornals or Paqueta on the left?
Paqueta.
I think it'll be Ben Rama.
Oh, yeah, Benrahma on the left. Yes,
unless he's going 4-4-2, but even then, I think
right.
he'd still put Paqueta as the. I think Paqueta will almost be like a second striker tonight because
Fornals
so much of the ball. I think he'll be pretty much next to Mubama for most of the game.
Yeah. Well, he'd have to be because, to be fair, both Fornals and Benrahma are not really fast enough to get close to Benrahma that frequently. So you'll need to position someone near him. So otherwise, he'll be very isolated.
Or arguably, Paqueta might be deeper next to Ward-Prowse and put Souček next to Mubama.
Maybe.
Get crosses in the box. When we played them at the London Stadium, with loads of the ball, just no presence within the 18-yarder. So I'm hoping that Mubama will give us that tonight. Right, tonight's giveaway. Gonzo, please set an alarm on your phone for any minute between now and 5:10. Do not tell me what time. Either do as a timer, i.e. 17 minutes, or do it as an actual time.
I'll do a timer.
Right, while Gonzo's doing that, let me explain what's happening. So when we do the build-up show, we do a bet giveaway every single video. We're going to do one in a couple of minutes' time. And if we win the bet, we give the money to one of you guys. As Gonzo was absent for the Nottingham Forest one, the likelihood of winning the bet increased. Anyone that complained about the bet was not included. But we won the bet. We won £100. And I replied to someone and said, hey, congratulations. You've won the bet. Can you email us, please? He has not emailed. It's been 3 weeks now since the game. So we've decided he's had his chance. He's not getting it. So tonight, we've decided we're splitting the £100 in two. One of you in the live chat tonight is going to get 50 quid, guaranteed. No bet giveaway for that one. One of you are going to get 50 quid. So when Gonzo's phone goes off, he's going to take a look at the live chat, and the last person to comment with a worthwhile comment, so you can't just comment with hello, that doesn't count. It's got to be something in regards to the West Ham team, how you see it, blah blah blah. You will win £50 on this stream tonight. We'll send it to you tonight as well. We will explain when the alarm goes off. We'll explain how to get it. But what we're also going to do tonight is we're going to do a bet giveaway. Now, before we go ahead, just bet responsibly. We only bet £5 per stake, but because we're playing with winnings on this one, we're putting on a £50 bet. And if that bet wins, someone's winning that cash. So we're not going to go monstrous and try and win 8 grand or anything silly like that, but we are going to try and win a few quid. Now, before we do that, I'm just going to read out the TSC lineup, or I'm going to try and read out the TSC lineup. Let me just find it. Back at Tapola, lineups. Nice one.
It's on the screen.
Gonzo, read that out for us, will you? When it comes up in a sec. No, because I was trying to use the Europa League app.
Ilic, Antonic, Kalasic, Stojcic, Petrovic, Svedkovic, Radin. Why is there no Vic there? Kulovic, Sirkovic, just goes round and round. That fella. Milovanovic and Dokanovac.
Well done. That was quite good. Anyway, did you enjoy that?
I'm not overly.
Well, good, because you've got to do it all over again with the substitute bench. Here you go.
Oh, hold on. Simic, Georgic, Mrčeskovic, Pantovic, hey, Vulicic, Kristic, Valunkin, Sos, Rankonjak. Hold on, let me make sure that's absolutely right here.
Rankonjak.
Rakonjak.
There you go. And there's the TSC.
I like Pantovic. Old Speedovic.
There you go. There's a TSC lineup and the West Ham lineup for this evening, that's not it. Charlie's not done the West Ham lineup there. He's got the Burnley one in there. Charlie, you've only done half the job.
Ariolarovic, Sufalovic, Zumovic. Hold on. Zuma? That's the wrong.
Charlie will get that sorted.
That's not the team. Welcome to Hammers Chat.
Anyway,
but you can win some money.
It's my fault. That's what I get for cooking it. Charlie hadn't finished it. I just assumed he'd finished it and clicked it. I never actually checked. Right, Gonzo, what we're saying for the bet tonight then? What do you fancy in here?
I fancy a West Ham win, obviously, because I think we need to. I do think David Moyes is taking it seriously. Here's something interesting for you, because I would suspect Souček would score. Now, is Souček going to play the whole game? Now, if he doesn't, does that mean Orford's coming on? Oh, actually, probably bring Kehrer on. He'd bring Kehrer on then, wouldn't he? But look, I don't want to waste anyone's money here, but I'd still go for more than 2 goals. Souček and Mavropanovic. Imagine that. But yeah, I mean, Souček to score a goal got to be worthwhile, isn't it?
All right, Souček to score a goal. Where is he? Souček to score. Right, we need something else. That's not enough.
Well, and West Ham to win.
Yeah, I've done that. It's still not enough. Do you reckon?
Card?
I don't think. Do you know something? I've done a mental bet. Right, this is my bet. No one's getting this money if it wins. I've just done no cards in this game. It's 25-1 on Paddy Power. I don't think there will be. Much cards in this one. They're not that dirty a side. They don't get that many bookings really. Watch type be cards everywhere, but I think. Do you fancy us to ping a load of shots in? We're 24 shots at home.
Yeah, but yeah.
So 14 shots.
What are you thinking? How many shots on target?
Not on target, just in general. 14.
Well, good, because we're going to go and get him on target. We'll have a few shots.
14, because Ben Rama's playing, so he's worth about 5 on his own.
He'll have 5, just high and wide to the right of the goal. Yeah. Go on, do it. Give someone
4 West Ham corners. Do you fancy us get 4 corners?
We'll get 4 corners.
Right.
Yeah.
So Souček score, West Ham win. 14 or more shots for West Ham and 4 or more corners for West Ham. You happy with that? It's not the biggest odds of 5-1, but
I am.
Right. Everyone's saying Mavropanos shot on target. Do you fancy that as well?
No, I don't know. I don't think he will necessarily get shot on target. I think there's a chance he'll score, but I want to win someone some money. You know,
that would win. That would get us back 300 quid for someone.
Yeah.
That'll do, wouldn't it?
That'll do. Yeah. Someone's not going to complain.
Right, I'll tell you what, £250 of this wins, and the reason why is because we're going to take our stake back and do it again on Sunday. So there'll be another £50.
Another 50 quid. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right, so if this bet wins, someone's going to get 250 quid. Someone wins £50 tonight regardless. Someone wins 250 quid. If this bet wins, West Ham to win the match, Thomas Souček to score a goal, West Ham to have 14 or more shots. It sounds a lot. We had 24 at the London Stadium, and West Ham to have 4 or more corners. Again, sounds a lot. We had 12 against them at the London Stadium, just for a bit of context. If those 4 things happen, one of you guys win 250 quid to enter the bet for that. Please, in the live chat, enter the following phrase.
Potato Saladovic.
Potato Saladovic. Get that into the live chat and you are entered into that giveaway. In fact, you entered both if the alarm goes off. So there you go. Get it in. Right, Gonzo, you feeling fruity now? Have you seen the lineups?
I am feeling fruity, actually. Yeah. I'm pleased. I'm pleased that he started Mubama in there. I think that's a really good one. The West Ham bench is Rocky Spence, Potato Saladovic. That's right. That's absolutely right. Spelt beautifully as well. Yeah, I'm feeling good about it, Gio. I really am. I think I'm a little bit worried about Fornals, just in terms of the pace of our attack. I would have chosen Cornet. My front three would have been Mubama, Benrahma, and Cornet. And but hey, look, it's one of those things. He's playing Paquetá. This is really, really, really good news for us. So we should have enough quality players on the pitch to get a victory here. Corners could play their part, you know, maybe an assist or 2 from James Ward-Prowse here. I actually did a screen grab.
Did you? Right, who won then?
Well, I'm going to tell you. Do you want to hear some more of the alarm?
No, we don't turn it off. Someone's just won 50 quid though. So who have you got?
All right, I'm actually because let me just go back here and have a look at the screen grab because all I did
Right.
was a
Let
screen
Gonzo
grab.
do screen grab, and then we'll deal with what Liam's just said. Liam, I have seen your comment. Just give us a minute. We'll let Gonzo deal with this, and then we will.
Oh, hello. It's a picture of you and me there. Hold on.
Well, of course it will. Man takes a screen grab and is surprised that the puts
Brian Flowers.
There you go, Brian Flowers. Brian Flowers, I clicked on you. You were the one on my screen as well. So there you go. If you were to rewind it, you will see I clicked on Brian Flowers because I didn't know you had taken a screen grab. Brian, you, can you type your email address into live chat or email us hammerschat@gmail.com? Please email us right now and confirm in the live chat when you have emailed us, please. Brian, get in touch. You've just won yourself 50 quid. Right, let's get serious for a second. Liam, bless you. Thanks for the super chat. He said today was his girlfriend's funeral. She passed away from brain cancer at 19 years old. I just want to thank you guys for being such a great distraction through all the tough times. Love from Sweden.
Oh, man, that's tough. That is tough. That's no age. I'm really sorry, mate. That's really sad. I'm sorry.
I don't know what to say, really.
Oh, that's tough. I mean, that's just tough. Sorry for everyone. You know what I mean?
Well,
listen. If we can distract you for 5 minutes, but it's going to be tough, man. You know, yeah. Sorry for everyone, Liam. Really am.
Liam, email us as well, please. hammerschat@gmail.com. Liam, if you can, just email it. I've got your surname as well, so I know it's you, but if you can just email us too, please. That'd be much appreciated. Right, we're going to turn to the live chat. If you get your thoughts in, please, what you think of the West Ham team. Don't bother telling me what you think of the TSC team. I'm not going to be clicking on it because I don't trust you. But if you can give us your thoughts on the West Ham side, that would be much appreciated. And any big hopes or fears you have ahead of tonight's game as well, but do not give us your score prediction. I don't want them. Liam's just saying thank you everyone for the love, because there's a lot, obviously, understandably, there's a lot of people wishing him well and whatever. And bless you, Liam.
Yeah, well, you'll get a lot of love in the chat with, you know, a really good bunch of subscribers, and particularly everybody that joins in with the live chat in these build-ups. Liam, you'll be getting a lot of love there, mate. And yeah, very sorry for you, and particularly your girlfriend's parents as well. Must be terrible for them. But yeah, keep strong, mate. As like Gio says, email us.
Will says James Ward-Prowse get a lot of free kicks as a bit of a side. The funny thing is, it's not really funny, but well, they only conceded 7 free kicks at the London Stadium. It was that was with them winning at one point. So I'm not sure. Dan's worried about the lack of pace, but like Gonzo is, I'm not, because I don't think there's going to be any room to utilise the pace as such. I think it's more about sort of passing and moving outside the 18-yarder when we play teams like this who are possibly going to be camped inside their box for large periods of time. We've got Creswell, who's capable of whipping in a good cross, so let's see that. Johnson's actually not that bad going forward. He's not the best, but he's sometimes been just as good, if not better, than Soufal going forward. So let's get him involved, get some crosses in. You know, Ben Rama is capable of scoring. He just doesn't do it very often. Paqueta, if he's more central tonight, fantastic. Let's get him shooting from distance. Scored a couple of goals from outside the box recently. Ward-Prowse is capable of hitting it from distance as well. So we might need somebody to score from outside the 18-yarder. So pace, I'm not concerned about too much, because I'm not sure there's going to be that space to exploit as there perhaps would be against sides like Burnley last weekend.
Yeah, do you know what it is? I think it's just the fact that the way we've seen Fornals play this season. I would never accuse him of checking out, Gio. I really wouldn't, because I think if there's someone's attitude that can't be questioned at West Ham, it's Pablo Fornals. But I just think he's been worn down with it as much as anything, Gio. And I think that's it. And I just, we talked earlier on, you were talking about futures at West Ham. And look, it's really hard to say. Look, under David Moyes, I mean, use Tilo Kehrer as your example. You said Tilo Kehrer got a future at West Ham. You obviously mean contractually, because the length of his contract. Under David Moyes, he probably hasn't. New manager comes in, he possibly has. I think irrespective of whatever manager comes in, Pablo Fornals is leaving. All right, whether it's David Moyes or someone new, I think Fornals goes. I think that's the case with Maxwell Cornet. So I think there's a number of players actually at West Ham who, like when managers come in, players get a second chance. And I think, you know, Cornet, it's just more of a future for West Ham with Cornet. So I think, you know, I'd like to see him involved, but I would not be happy if I always ask the question, particularly when there's some of your squad are decimated by injury. Under what circumstances does this player get to play? We found out, Mubama. We know. We know.
Ings has to go 22 games without scoring a goal.
Absolutely, but we don't. But I did ask the question. I said that thing. Okay, Moyes. We know that 20 games without a goal is not enough for Mubama to start. Is it 30? What is it? Okay, so we know what it is. And Antonio has to be injured as well, and Jarrod Bowen injured. So if all the planets align, and then you could say Kudus as well, whatever. If the planets align in that way, then that's what it takes. Under what circumstances does Maxwell Cornet get a game? Almost none, I would suggest. There are no set of circumstances. So I think I'd be pretty it'd be pretty tough for him. Don't get me wrong. There's a way, maybe if he came on today and scored 3 goals, a hat trick or something like that, he may well make sure he gets on the bench for Crystal Palace, for instance.
Right, Vu says, very strong. Glad boys are taking this seriously, especially as if we win, we will only need a point at home. Mancunian says, we're playing in Europe, which just a few years ago felt like the Holy Grail, but I'm not excited for this. Am I spoiled? Yeah, I think we have been. It's our 3rd season in European football. We've almost got used to it. We have got spoiled a little bit. It's hard not to.
Yeah, I mean, I've been on quite a long drive today, and I was listening to the radio, and they were building up to this game. TalkSport had like a correspondent out there. Dean Ashton is commentating on it today, and it's very mindful that there's just not that many teams. Well, not everyone gets to play in Europe, do they? So it certainly is something to enjoy. I'd really miss it. I'll tell you what, though, mate. I'm probably getting a bit complacent with it. If we weren't in it, I would definitely miss it. I really enjoy the European campaigns.
I haven't got to the way Mancunian is. I think there's an element of just not enjoying David Moyes' football kind of thing, which feeds into it. But I haven't got to that point where I take it for granted, because I am still thoroughly enjoying it, because I know that it's probably not going to be here for much longer. And it could be a little while till we get back into it as well. One word answer from you for this, because I need to catch up with the chat. Craig says, who would be a bigger loss, Bowen, Paqueta, or Kudus?
Bowen.
Oh, Bowen, 100%. Paul said, was replying to Liam. Woody says, do you think our style of play might prevent James Ward-Prowse breaking the free kick?
It's actually his game with the James Ward-Mouse.
Yeah, he's through. Oh, that's it. You're one step ahead of me, Alan. James Ward-Mouse. We don't play it around the edge of the box much. He's had a few chances, not very often.
I know what he means, though. We haven't got that many tricky players who get fouled. I think he will. I think once everyone's in the team, Kudus, Bowen, Paquetá, I think he'll get it.
James Ward-Mouse as centre defence midfield worries Andy. Chippy said Mubama and Johnson are going to score this evening. The contract rebels.
Nice. Be nice to see a Johnson goal. That one he did where he cut in and hit it with his left foot was a really nice goal.
Dan said, do not think they want to go for it at home against Premier League team. They've got no chance of getting through the group, so might as well. They've got a chance of finishing 3rd and dropping into the Conference League. Now, in order for that to occur, they need to beat us. In Freiburg, beat Olympiacos, which is doable. Freiburg at home. And then on the last day, they play Olympiacos, which would be a straight shootout to see who goes into the Conference League and who goes out altogether, while we'll be shooting out against Freiburg to determine who goes through top and who goes into the playoff rounds. So I actually hope. Well, no, I don't want us to lose, do I? But I'd almost like there'd be something for them to play for. Maybe if they lose tonight and Olympiacos lose, they might still have a small chance, but I'm not sure.
Dan's right, though. This is their biggest game of the season. Premier League team at their stadium, absolutely.
Brad asking the team, Brad, it's still on the bench, isn't it? What one is it? Where is it? Here it is. There you go. That's it. That's the banner there for you. It's got TSC team as well as the West Ham team, starting 11 for both sides. Bill says it's Fernandez's attitude that makes me believe he could have a great game at any point. Maybe blinding me, but I like to see him floating centrally into a more natural position when Paqueta goes right. You keep being blind, Bill. I think it's nice. I think it's nice to have that hope, even if it is a little bit misplaced and a bit naive. Hope's important. You ain't got that in football, and it depends what you want out of football. The one thing I want most out of football is hope. I hope that we can win a trophy. I want the permission to believe in that and dream that we can win a trophy. And I feel like I've got that at the minute. So to hope that Fernandez is going to turn it around, yeah, go for it. Liam, Hammers Chat at gmail.com. It's in the description. Just click in the description. All our details are there. Just ping us an email, please. Rachel says it's a decent starting lineup. I think a lot depends on the attitude of those fringe players, especially those playing for contracts. Big game for Bernals.
El Fornicador. Well written, Rachel.
Paul, that's quite good actually. Rumor has it Gaffer's leaving his post to start up his own cosmetics line, moisturizer.
Oh, that's good. Oh, that is.
I would advise him not to bother. Have you seen how wrinkly he is? The last person I'm buying moisturizer from, Stephen.
That's not working. Oh dear!
But well, it was a good player.
It is. I like the moisturizer. Oh, that is a good one.
Right.
Oh, let's hope they'll be moisturized. Actually,
are you finishing?
That sounds wrong, doesn't it?
Have you quite finished Gary Nevilleing over the moisturizer comment?
I think, oh, that's what he does. Oh, like that.
Ooh. Whenever there's a dodgy penalty call, ooh. Then you'll go just there, as if you can't see it. Anyway.
Banner, you've been moisturized, which is just rude.
Well, a bit like what you just met the ICF. Congratulations, just met the ICF. Congratulations, you've just been moisturized.
Oh, dear.
Anyway, right, it's time to quickly promote Patreon. I know, but today's the last day you can enter to win this. If you're already a patron, you've already entered. You don't need to do anything.
It's easier to enter if you've got moisturizer.
But if you wish to enter, you need to join tonight. Patreon.com/Hammers Chat. Links in description. If you join Patreon on any tier, doesn't matter which one, you enter to give away. The top prize for the draw is this match-worn Emerson shirt. He wore it in Australia for pre-season, hence the Dylan Tombida sponsor. There you go, Emerson. And where is it? Size small. Emerson wears a size small football shirt.
Likes it nice and tight, doesn't he?
There you go. Emerson wears a size, but you'll also be entered into the next giveaway. So from £3.60 per month. So if you join up now, pay $3.60, but join the sports tier, you get access to videos. You'll also enter into that giveaway. And there's other prizes as well as that one. That's just top prize. In the next giveaway, in the top prize will be a signed shirt. Not sure which one. Probably the Edson Alvarez one, because on Sunday we have a prediction competition over there for all patrons to enter. On Sunday, if someone gets a prediction right, the correct score and the first scorer right, they will win a signed Kurt Zuma shirt. And this is where Gonzo wonders where he's put it, but he's got it at the minute.
I've got it.
Yeah.
You're talking about the Defenders shirt, the signed Defenders shirt.
Yeah, the Zuma one. I've said it's.
I was being secretive.
Yeah, you weren't listening. I said.
I was reading the stuff, wasn't I?
I can tell. Thank you, Mike. £3.60 left and a cup of coffee. No brainer. Thank you. Andy said it's worth it for the naked videos. We're not naked. It's just the name of the series. Patreon of Stitcher stop calling it that because I find it weird promoting that way, doing naked series over there now.
So tell them about the snail.
Well, what I would do, I'll just Northern. No, Northern. Thank you for being that guy, Northern. I'll tell you why it's not. Patreon have changed it now, so you get charged when you join up. So you get join up tonight, you get charged right now, but then you get charged again on the 30th of December. You just get charged every month now on the date you joined up. It used to be the 1st. That's why we used to promote it heavily at the start of the month and not at the end of the month. They've changed it now on Patreon so that we can offer trials. So I had to switch over. So you get charged when you join and you get charged again exactly a month later. But thank you, Northern. That's a really good thing to bring up. Nice one, Gonzo. I mean, click it all the same. At least get the comment off the screen so people can read it first.
There you go. There you go. There's two of those players won't be playing tonight.
Right. Let me put the branding back up because Gonzo's took it off and hasn't put it back on. Right then, time to get your score predictions in. Please get your score predictions in and make it obvious who you are going for. And while we do it today, our head Hardy's a way to join. Thank you very much. And Percy said it's really worth it. Thank you very much. Massively appreciate that. Why put the branding back on? Carolina's bigging up the Hammerlytics we do over on Patreon. Thank you very much as well. Philip's enjoying the preview, or this one, I'm not sure. But thank you very much. Percy says, you get to have breakfast with us. It was very pornographic today. It was a little bit. It was. So anyway, I've got the advent calendar there. Do you want to see it?
No, that's private business. I don't think people need to see.
show it.
You know, listen. At least we know what the audience is for breakfast. Let's be fair. Children have come home from school.
All right, I won't show them the advent calendar. Sorry, everyone.
It's 10 minutes past 5.
Yeah, you're not getting to see my advent calendar.
No.
Jamie says 2-0 West Ham with Ward-Prowse and Obama scoring the goals. Lewis is 2-1 West Ham. Scampy's 3-1. Bill's 2-1. Andy's 2-0. GP is 8-0. And Gary saying 1-0 West Ham. Doofus is 3-0. Mancunian is 2-1 West Ham. Borefest. Skirm says 4-1 West Ham. Jibster is calling it a Mubama hat-trick. Andy is 3-1 West Ham. Nos is 3-0 West Ham, while Bill's 3-1 and Ian is 2-0. Dave is 3-0. Miscellaneous.
Nice coat, Dave. Nice coat. I stood on the beach there.
That's a good pose, that.
I like it.
He looks like he's just scored. He's doing a Cristiano Ronaldo. He's just celebrating. Do you know when he does his Sue?
Yeah, it's a good picture.
Tom, how you do score predictions? Just like Stephen has, as he's going 1-0 West Ham, and a different Tom is saying 4-3. 4-3. Liam is 2-0 West Ham. Kevin is we love a 1-0. When was the last time we won 1-0? I don't feel like we've won 1-0 for a while. Ages. We haven't won 1-0 this season because we don't keep clean sheets.
We got a clean sheet recently, didn't we?
Sheffield United, we kept a clean sheet.
Got one more recently than that. What's the European game?
Olympiacos won 1-0, didn't we? Paqueta volley. He's right. It's not that much. But I get what he's saying. Stefan's 4-0. Bob is 2-0. Jeff is 3-0. Terry is 4-0. John's also saying about Mubama hat-trick. He's stealing you heard it here first. Terry's 2-1. Shouty, I hope it's 3-1 West Ham. Michael's 3-0 West Ham. Kieran's 2-0 to the Hammers. Steve Harris. I always wonder if it's the Steve Harris. I just assume it's not. But you're welcome, regardless of whether you are or not. We appreciate you, Steve. But just always just wonder.
Well, anyway, whatever. Go on.
What do you mean, who?
Who's the real Steve Harris?
It's from Iron Maiden, isn't it?
I don't bloody know.
Yeah, the guy from Iron Maiden's called Steve Harris.
Really?
Yeah, the hairy fella. Well, he was hairy.
Oh, yeah. I know what you mean. I can picture him. Canning Town Lim painted him.
So you know who he is, not through one of the biggest bands ever, but because Canning Town Lim painted him.
No, I know who he is because I had an Iron Maiden pinball machine. I just forgotten, but no, so definitely not from the music. No,
I don't listen to them either, truth be told.
But I don't listen. If that's your music, they are very good. The best. It's heavy metal, isn't it?
Ralph's 2-0 West Ham as Mubama is starting. Brad is 3-0. Max says 4-0. The Joel is 3-1 to us. Che is 2-0. Rue is 3-1 to West Ham. Jean-Claude is 2-1 West Ham. Dan is 3-0. Shush is 3-1.
Shush looks like Paqueta.
Dean. He does look like Paqueta, doesn't he? Maybe there's a Betway account called Shush.
It wasn't me. I didn't do it. It was Shush. It looks very similar to you, Lucas. Oh no, Shush Paqueta. We don't talk about him much, but with a name like Shush.
But I put 20 grand on Paqueta to be booked. So
that's
Bill is 2-0, Robs is 2-0. Gads is 1-0. Simon's picking up the Anton Ferdinand podcast we do. It'll be back next week. We didn't do it this week because there's not that much to talk about. Not much rumours or news. There's only been one game, but we'll be catching up with him next week. Steve says 1-0. George says he's been deadly serious, but he's going 7-1 with a Souček hat-trick.
I like it. I like the fact he's quantified it. They don't take this as a joke. I'm telling you, 7-1.
Well, I thought he would have been taking the piss as well if he didn't put that. I'd have thought he'd been being a bit of fun. GP always puts in the fun one, doesn't he? Eamon's 4-2. RJ's 4-1. Steve's 2-0. Hoping for some divine intervention with a Mubama brace.
Oh,
Paul's got all the jokes. He's got all the play on words. It was him with his moisturizer as well. Dave says he's just trying to stand up.
Well, to be fair, the beach is on the slant. To be fair, Dave, it looks like you're rolling towards the sea. So you're doing well. You're trying to brace yourself. And to be fair, it don't look like a warm day on the beach. You didn't need your factor 50 that day, did you? But it's a fine coat, a good stance, and a nice beach. We can't say more than that.
Right then, I'll get to some more comments in just a second. Keep your comments coming in while you're here. Please do subscribe if you're new to Hammers Chat. If you want to win the money tonight, the better giveaway, you got to be subscribed. I'm going to ask you for proof that you subscribed to Hammers Chat and how long you've been, because YouTube can show us how long you've been subscribed to Hammers Chat. And if it ain't more than 1 day, you ain't getting the money. Simple as that. There'll be another rollover. So make sure you've subscribed. Trying to hit 35,000 before Christmas Day, because that would be lovely, wouldn't it? Also, next week or the week after, we'll be doing our big Christmas giveaway. If you have been around for the last couple of years, you'll know just before Christmas we do a video where we pick 10 items and we give them all away in a video. All you have to do is say which one you want. We'll put you in a draw. 10 items are given away. There'll be a signed shirt given away in that. And I've got a couple of people who are donating signs to the giveaway as well. So some nice prizes coming up next week. You've got to be subscribed. And drop a like on the video. Click the thumbs up. Charlie be along to pester you all to do that as well. But it helps out this video. Helps out the channel as well. Right then. You what?
I've got a signed shirt for a defender from West Ham.
I bet we don't know who it is.
No.
Secret squirrel over there, or stuffed squirrel, depending which pub you go to.
That's for Major. Yeah, that pub in Winchester.
Beach says, hoping Mubama has a point to prove tonight and can bag a couple. Might as well have no option to start him over Ings in the league. I mean, that's a good point, isn't it? If Mubama does do well tonight and scores, can't really drop him.
No. And he's right, you know, and he has done the right thing here, Moyes. As I say, it would have been, you know, utter stubbornness if he was to have picked Ings tonight. It's just there was no reason for him to do so. So Mubama's got his start here, and do you know what? You could almost tell, you could hear, you know, the way that Nolan was talking in his Evening Standard article as well, in his column there. He's going to get his chances now, and this is it. This is what it's all about. The strikers are injured. The other one, well, you know, one striker's injured. Well, he's not even really a striker. The other ones can't hit the back of the net, and you know, other people that might fill in there are injured as well. This is your chance. Take it and make yourself. There's an opportunity here to make yourself, for the moment, the top striker at the club. Now, whether the club go out and do something, even if they don't do anything straight away in January, even if we're intending on signing someone. Might not be till the end of January. You've got a really good month at least here to make yourself the top striker at the club.
Maybe it's Moyes Boleyn. Brilliant. Fantastic.
Oh, yes. Yes. I see that, yeah.
There was a comment. Where was it? Fucking lost it, haven't I? Nice one, Gio. Lost it. Sorry, everyone. I've lost it. Here we go. Drainhole Hammer said, I've just picture ironed up. I'm now an addict. Irons. Nice and just to confirm, we've had 3 new patrons.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. What you can do is actually you can go back. It's not like you only get to watch stuff from now. Yeah. You can go back and retrospectively watch the stuff. So yeah, if you'll probably get, if you go back to watch the Naked podcast and even today's breakfast show, for instance, you'll get some of the sort of in jokes that we're and you'll understand why I won't let Gio show you his calendar.
What's wrong with my bloody advent calendar? It's a good
nothing wrong. It's just not a pre-watershed thing.
It's a good advent calendar. Hello, Charlie.
Hello. How are you? You all right?
Yeah, no, a bit pissed off. He won't let me show my advent calendar.
I see. I haven't watched it yet, so I've got no idea what it is. So I think you should show it. I'm just going to put it out there.
No.
Okay. Well.
Anyway, Bevel, how's you feeling confident?
Yeah, I am actually. I feel like you were just saying about Mubama, it's a huge opportunity for him, and I feel like, you know, often when youth players first come in to senior teams, they have like this boost of playing almost above themselves because they've got all the motivation in the world, all of the reason to go as hard as they can. They're like, I've made it. This is my time when it's starting and everything else. And then they tend to like level out and find where their level is, and the good ones carry on going up, like Declan Rice and other things like that, right? Mubama's hopefully going to have that buzz today because he's like, I just did really well. I've just forced, let's be real, as much as we all don't rate him, I've just forced a former England international who's on a 6-figure wage out of this team. This is a huge opportunity for me, and I think that's going to be a huge thing for us because the one thing that we're missing, I like Danny Ings. I think Danny Ings can play up front for other Premier League teams and score goals, right? But he doesn't work in this system. Mubama does, and we saw that against Burnley. Imagine that from the start. I mean, I can only be confident after that. I'm really genuinely looking forward to this one.
Brilliant. Right, Gonzo, thank you very much, my friend. What's your final score prediction, Gonzo?
I'm going to go with a 3-0, even though you wouldn't let me bet it. I'm going to go with a 3-0.
All right, thank you very much. I'm going to stick with 2-0. Charlie, I've got to go. My tea is ready in approximately 2 minutes to get that eaten up before kickoff. But I will be back at half time, so I shall see you in a brief moment.
Thank you, Gio. Thank you as well to Gonzo. Thank you all for joining. I hope you're all well. I hope you're all good. I hope you're all as looking forward to it as I am. I'm very excited about today. It's a good day. It's a good day. We get to see Mubama playing up front. Before we go through the lineups, I'll ask you all on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being the least confident possible, 10 being the most confident possible. How confident are you of a West Ham result this evening? As I sort of look through the rest of the team, because I don't really know much of the rest of the team. I knew Mubama was starting. I knew Cornet and Kera weren't starting. That's all I really knew. So let's have a deeper look. Because I didn't type up the West Ham team. Gio did that before because I was having to do it on my phone because I wasn't sat at my desk, which is an absolute nightmare. So let's have a look at it and reveal it together and find out, well, exactly what's going on, basically. So in goal is Lucas Fabianski. Ben Johnson starts with Mavropanos, Aged and Cresswell. Nice. Fornals and Ward-Prowse and Souček in midfield, with Paquetá, Benrahma, and Mubama. It's going to be interesting to see how that works out. It feels like it could be... I guess it would have to be a 4-2-3-1. I mean, you could put it as a 4-3-3, but I don't know who would be the deep liar in there, because none of them is particularly their forte. That's a very interesting lineup. I suspect it will be a 4-2-3-1. Defensively, I'm somewhat concerned. The defense is good. I like the defense a lot. Obviously, we have Cresswell, who I think is, on his way out. At some point, Cresswell will just be leaving. It's just a matter of when rather than if. But in the meantime, I'm fine with seeing him play. Johnson, I'm really glad he's getting his opportunity today because I really want Ben Johnson to get to just be involved. It annoys me that he's not in the same way. Not in the same way we're desperate for Mubama to play. That's obviously a very different scenario. But I do think Ben Johnson is good enough to play for a Premier League side, and I think he's just sort of been shifted aside because of some bad form, whereas other players hit bad patches and stay in. I don't know. I'm glad to see him getting an opportunity. And Mavropanos and Aged is a really exciting centre-back combination. A really exciting centre-back combination, actually. The bench, Areola, Anang, Zuma, Cornet, Ings, Ogbonna, Kera, Coventry, Emerson, Chesters, Scarles and Orford. An interesting bench as well. I don't know if any of the youth players will get an opportunity to play, unfortunately. But it's exciting to see them there, and I'd love to see them come on if we're in the lead or something. I don't think we're going to be as extravagantly in the lead as we have been in previous times, but excited to see. And listen, if Cornet can get some game time, that's a good thing. I don't know. The bench is weak. The bench isn't great, but the lineup's decent. That's a decent lineup. I'm looking forward to it. And as I think I heard Gio saying this, when we faced them the first time around, we did have a lot of possession. We did have a lot of possession. We did have a lot of opportunities to do what we wanted to do. And I think we've got a good lineup to deal with that. And that front three specifically of Paquetá, Benrahma and Mubama is very exciting to me. It's very exciting to me. Let's have a look at some of these. Let's look at some of these confidence levels. I'm just being honest. I think he could. It's just David Moyes David Moyes cannot use him. Like him and David Moyes, they do not go together whatsoever. They just don't. It's a bad combination, and for the life of me, I cannot justify Danny Ings starting. I cannot justify Danny Ings starting for David Moyes. If David Moyes is left and we got a different manager, maybe it'd be a different scenario. I'm not saying he's gonna go and score, a ridiculous amount of Premier League goals somewhere else, but he'll actually score goals. Whereas here, people who know watch alongs, when Danny Ings gets subbed on 60th, 70th minute because Antonio's tired, I literally go, oh, that's the game done then, because we're not going to do anything because Danny Ings is on the pitch. But yeah, that's kind of what I'm hoping for. That's kind of the vibe I'm looking for, Bill. I want him to I want Mubama to just grab it and run with it, and I'm really excited to try and see it. Good to see you, Amy. I hope you're well. I'm all right. I'm okay. I've got a runny nose, but apart from that, so the usual basically. Bill is going with a 6. Trouty is 8. Kera is indeed. Oh no, he is on the bench. He is on the bench. I did read his name up. 9 says Mike. Please, looking forward to the game. Scampy's at a 9. Logan, good to see you, sir, is at a 9. Matthew's at an 8. Bill's at a 9. Andy's at an 8. Ionix is at an 8. Daz at 9, 5, 8. Good to see. Steve, I hope Rose is treating you well, sir. Going for a 2-0 win. We will be getting those final score predictions at the end of the stream. Sorry, not the end of the stream. Just before kickoff in about 10 minutes time. Something like that. Dan, good to see you. A Slavic 69. You love to see it, Dan. Very nice. Very nice indeed. Hope you're well. Hope you're well. Carlo's gone with a 4. Indefinitely, however, sorry, infinitely. Adam. It is Adam, isn't it? He's gone with a 9. 8.5 says Rob's. Jeff's gone with a 9. Andy's gone with a 7. Simon's saying hello. Hello, Simon. I hope you're well. Dave's gone with a 9. Jeff Vader says Fornals has a point to prove tonight. Another good point. Yeah, Fornals is another player who sort of is similar to the Mubama thing in having a big point to prove. And like I say, it'll be interested to see. It'll be very interested to see how that sort of whole situation ends up lining up. You know, how will Fornals be? What's Ward-Prowse and Souček you imagine is going to be a double pivot? Will it be a midfield 3 with Fornals? Is he going to be further forward in like a 4-2-3-1 type thing? That's how I think it will be. Will he be potentially playing on the left and you have the left or the right? That could potentially happen with Benrahma or Paqueta in the centre. There's lots of different ideas there. So the idea of Fornals definitely has something to prove. And I personally, I love Pablo Fornals, so I'm hoping he does it today. I'm hoping he does prove it today. Steve is saying a strong 8. Dean is buzzing, taking a break from doing the bloody Christmas decorations. Really can see us battering them if we score early. We'll get on to score predictions. I'm not as confident about the battering thing as most people are, but I am confident of a win. Like, if I was to put my confidence levels somewhere, I'd probably put them at like an 8. I'm really feeling confident about today, but I don't know why. There's just something in me that says it's not going to be a battering. There's just something in me that says it's not going to be a battering. I don't know why. I would say let's look at the batch. I would say look at the batch good to Polar lineup, but as you can see, they don't upload a graphic to Twitter like every other team in the entire world. So I'm just gonna have to read it off the thing. I mean, I'm not gonna be able to tell you anything. Have they uploaded? Have they changed who scored to have it yet? No, who scored don't have it yet. So we're just gonna have to read it off. They're just gonna have to read it off the thing, and we're all gonna have to just ignore my pronunciations. Let's go. Right, so Bachka Topola start with Ilic in goal, Antonic, Kalusic, Stojic and Petrovic at the back. They have Setkovic, Radin, Kulisevic, Kuvalic and Srkovic in midfield, it could be a 4-3-3 to be fair, with Miljanovic and Dakovac up front. Their bench, in case you want to see it, Simic, Georgic, Mircevic, Pantovic, Vulic, Kristic, Valukin, SOS, who came on in the last game. I remember that just because I remember the name SOS, and Rakonjak. That is the FKTSC lineup. Bachka Topola. Can't say I remember much about the game off the top of my head, if I'm being honest. I somehow managed to just do not remember it at all, which is probably a bad thing for my brain. Probably concerning. But, you know, it is what it is. It is what it is. That is the lineup. So, looking at the subs bench, let's do a bit of Moise Bingo, shall we? Moise Bingo is, of course, the game where we predict when David Moyes will make his first substitute. You don't have to say the player, although the bench will be running across the bottom of your screen now, in case you want to do it. I'm going to say 69 as per, you know how these things go. And I'm going to say it will be... I don't know. 69 Benrahma for Cornet. That's what I'm going to say. I'm not sure. It's a difficult one today. It's definitely a difficult one. I'm not entirely certain. I'm not entirely certain at all. I'll be interested to see what yours are. And while you do that, it's on TNT Sports 1 today, of course, in the UK, Discovery Plus. If you are hoping to watch it. However, if you aren't able to watch it for whatever reason, there are definitely ways you can. If you go down into the link in the description below, there's a bit there called Join our Discord. It's a lovely Hammers Chat West Ham community. Fans of all clubs are, of course, welcome. But more importantly, on the left-hand side, there is a bit there called Stream Links in which you will hopefully find what you're looking for. And thank you to everyone, by the way, who liked when Gio said like. I heard Gio pimping out a like button, and it went up by like close to 100. It was kind of wild to watch. Like I was just sat in the background just watching it. It was a vibe. It was a vibe. Let's have a look at some of these sub bingos as well. The Broomfields, good to see 8-0. And what's the phrase that pays got here late? I've got no idea about that. Although I know we won, didn't we? So there is actually money going out to someone. Although I think Gonzo did a timer for that, so maybe not. I don't remember. Someone else would have to say. But good to see the Broomfields. Hope you well. Let's scroll down. Stu, hope you're well, bro. Hope you're good. Definitely subscribe if you haven't already. Judas, my trustworthy friend. Hope you're well. The change is interesting. The change is interesting. Like I say, I'm genuinely intrigued. I'm big. I'm genuinely intrigued how it's going to happen. Happy. Just happy I'm right. Legend of the game. Don't think you don't understand. Hope you're happy. Hope you're good. Hope you're well. Happy's a G. Happy's an absolute G. Yeah, I'm genuinely intrigued how that's going to end up working. You know, today, because we've got all these sort of players on the pitch, and I don't quite see it. I guess it would just have to be a 4-2-3-1 with Souček and James Ward-Prowse in a double pivot. That bit's disappointing to me. So if I was to go through that, as I say it, when I see, yeah, I just sort of have a lot of things that I can say off the top of my head without really thinking about it. If you asked me what it was that I say most of the time, I probably wouldn't be able to remember. But when it's in the zone, you remember. That's my concern defensively, right? As I find the sub bingos, that's my big concern defensively. Is midfield. We know Souček and Ward-Prowse's double pivot defensively just do not work, and we're going to be in a situation where we're going to have probably more possession than we would usually have. And so not only are they going to be in a double pivot that doesn't usually work, they're going to be in a double pivot that are tempted to roam forward, and that as a combination is quite. That as a combination is quite bad, right? So you don't want that, and that's sort of where we're at. And that's where my concern for goals is coming from. Like, I think we are going to win. I think we will beat them. They didn't have loads the first time round, if I remember it. They're showing highlights from the first game on the screen right now. And oh, Jesus Christ, I forgot about that Ogbonna mistake. Jesus Christ. Outside of that, they didn't really have a huge amount. So I do think we'll still win, but I just think we're maybe playing. That's something that concerns me. Let's have a look at some of these something goes up. Potato resident. Andy says 72 minutes. Judas 71, 70 minutes. 60 minutes. A bit itchy for mannequins, not bad. 89 minutes says Dave Acid D Punch Drunk Gaming. 65 minutes says I was about to say says Emerson. The mic says 65 minutes. Emerson was not commenting. Although you never know, could be a pseudonym type situation. You never know. Who am I to say? 74 minutes, Benny for Cornet. Cornet must be banished, says Hontimp. This is the exact opposite sentiment. Ings for Mubama, 71 minutes. Would like to see Cornet on at some point. 71st minute, 4-4 now. 35 minutes, Emerson on for Cresswell. Stress, Mark. Stress. Ben Johnson off for Kara on at half time, says Sean. Another half time sub, Emerson for Cresswell, says the Broomfields. 60 minutes, Benny off, Emerson on. 67 minutes, Cornet for 4 nows. First sub at half time, says Dazza. Good evening, Gavin. Hope you're well. 75 minutes, says Lee Benrahma for Ings. Do you know what, Lee? That's actually quite a strong shout. Shout out Lee as well. Lee's a legend. That's actually quite a strong shout, to be honest. Because we've seen him occasionally sort of toy with this 2 up front with these 2 specific. Well, not occasionally. We've seen it like once or twice. So it's not actually unheard of to do. It's not a bad shout now I think about it. It's not a bad shout at all. Mavropanos screamer incoming, says Jibster. You know, much. I would adore that. I'm going to be big when Alvarez gets his first goal. When Mavropanos gets a screamer for the first time, I'm going to be very excited. I'm going to be very, very excited. Honti is saying that we should be winning this one by 3 goals, which is bold. We're away in Europe. I always say this. This is something that people who watch this regularly will be annoyed at me for saying every single time. But I always feel like we underestimate teams like this, and we shouldn't, because they have every right to be in this competition just as much as we do. And I don't think that we can just say, "Oh, we should be blowing these teams away." We should be beating them. That's something we definitely should be doing. We should be able to just put them aside, beat them, get the game time we need for people like Mubama, and win, right? But I don't think we should be like I don't think smacking them should be a sort of an expectant. There definitely are some around. I don't know how many, but there definitely are some around. Try to remember. At least 2, I think. There's at least 2, I think. At least 2. Wacko saying Chester's for Cresswell, 76 minutes. I would love to see Chester's get some game time. That would be exciting for me. I've only seen him play on the right, be it on the right wing and then at right back, you know, as a wing back. I've never seen him play in any other position, but I would love to see that happen. I would love to see him come on. I just don't know who for. I mean, I wouldn't necessarily, if we're in a comfortable position, I wouldn't necessarily be against seeing a situation where the likes of Souček, Ward-Prowse, Paquetá, even potentially Mubama, like, again, like people who are definitely going to start at the weekend came off, you know? I wouldn't want to see Mubama come off just because I'd want to see him just continuously get opportunities today, as many as humanly possible. But at the same time, I wouldn't be against it because I want to see him start, although I do think, I don't know, the part I said this in the video the other day, I still think in the back of my brain Dan Ings is going to start at the weekend. We'll have to see how that ends up playing up. But I wouldn't be against that. I know I would love to see it, you know? I mean, the youth players we have on the bench, you know, you're looking at Chester's, you're looking at Skulls, you're looking at Coventry to some extent, Orford. I would love to see them all get opportunities if possible. Even if it's not a situation where I think for David Moyes to bring them on, it would have to be a situation where we are comfortable. But even if we're not super comfortable, I wouldn't be against seeing it. I would not be against seeing it whatsoever, you know. They're destroying us maybe down the left-hand side. Cresswell's just not doing it today. I wouldn't be against seeing Skulls, although I don't think he's defensively incredible, but from what I've seen, but I haven't seen enough of him. But I wouldn't be against seeing Skulls, for example. Same thing on the right-hand side. If that was happening, I wouldn't be against seeing Chester's, although same goes again, you know. Souček running out of steam, Ward-Prowse running out of steam, although neither of them seem to be running out of steam type players. Get Orford on. I don't know. I'm not against any of these things. I would much love it if possible. I would much love it if possible. The thing is, I don't think I ever stop having it. You know what I mean? I was talking to Jack after we recorded Hamalytics yesterday. I was talking to Jack about this. And I've mentioned it. I've mentioned it on here before. I don't sleep enough. And I think basically I'm just making myself ill non-stop. It is also very cold in this household. I've got to jump on and a duvet. So, you know, that's is what it is. But still, that's where we're at. We're about 7 minutes away from kickoff. And so at this point, I'll ask you for those final score predictions. We've spoken about both lineups. We've spoken about their lineup as much as we can. We've spoken about our lineup. We've spoken about the subs. We've spoken about the game in all different angles. Now's the time to get those final score predictions in. No more flipping, no more flopping, no more sitting on the fence. You lob them in and we lock them in. Yes! Come on. Let's get this final score predictions in. What was I going to say? There was something I was going to say while I did that. I don't remember what it was. What was I going to say? Oh, the poll. I put it up the second I managed to get onto my computer. So it was a bit late, but we have had the poll up this entire time. And let's have a look at how people are feeling about the starting 11. Because we didn't do that because you knew I didn't do the poll originally. Whereas now I actually have. 1% are furious. 6% of people said that the lineup was poor. 25% of people were ecstatic. And 66% of people said, yeah, it's all right. And I think that's a fair reflection. I think that sort of makes sense. I think I'm ecstatic to see certain players play, for example, with Bama, like I was just saying. I'm absolutely overjoyed for seeing overchuffed, as a great man once said, in seeing him start. But it's not exactly West Ham's strongest 11, is it? But I'm excited to see Mavropanos get some game time. I'm excited to see Johnson get some game time. So I'd probably put it in the it's all right category as well. But I'm looking forward to it and I'm happy with it. More importantly, I'm happy with it, and the chat are too. From a percentage standpoint, too, the chat are overall happy with it. Let's go through some of these final score predictions. yeah, a little bit. It is. I am the cold. I am the cold. You know. I'm not going to tell that story. It's quite nasty, actually. It's not nasty. It's just icky. It's about sneezing in public places. Theo is depressingly probably the most accurate of the lot. Ishmael, good to see you. Probably the most accurate of the lot. Sean is lobbing in a 5-2. Seeker saying 3-0. How does one wear a duvet? No, do you know what? From what you're saying there is incredibly tempting. And actually, if you were to sew it back up so it would still be like content and just be like a thick poncho, that'd be beautiful. No, I just have it over my legs to keep my tootsies toasty because I'm very cold all of the time at the moment. So, you just gotta have it over my legs at all times, like I don't even know. Like someone whose legs are cold, I guess. Brought is saying 3-1 to the Hammers. Ricky's dad saying 3-1. I feel Mabama is going to score. He'll be burning to show himself fully, says Barry. I agree. Peter Jones is saying 3-1. Dave saying 3-1. 2-0 to the Iron, says Steve. John is saying 2-0. Both divine. Lasse is saying 2-1 to West Ham. Win Mubama at 4-0 to score. Artel is also saying 2-1. Charity saying 3-1. 3-1. 3-1 says Logan. Mark says 2-0. Robin Hicks is going with a 2-2. A Desmond. A cheeky Desmond. And Collingwood, the Atlas to Hamalytics, holding it up on his shoulders, going with a 2-0 easy win. Amy also saying a comfortable 2-0 win for us. Stu going with 2-1 as an Areola goal prediction from Haya in the 99th minute, which would suggest that we'd be behind, because why would he be forward otherwise, unless it's just some mad Adrian style run, which I wouldn't necessarily be against. Dave is saying 3-0, let's say 4-1, says the real Randy Jackson. Broomfields is saying 2-1, squeaky bum. 3-0 says Dave. 0-0 says the two Irons, going for us for a board draw. Super Hard is going for a 3-1 Irons. David saying 3-1, a brace from Bama. 2-0. Comfortable, but Ings comes on and we go into our usual coma. That's also a really solid prediction, Richard. A really, really solid prediction. Not so solid, Theo, but I would love to see it. I think this is a really solid prediction and something that I've sort of been thinking about as well. Because as much as I want to see Mubama play and I want to see him stay on for as long as possible, I do think at some point there is a possibility he gets subbed off. And I think in that case it would be Ings coming on, and in that case it would be a stress. It just would be stress, right? You wouldn't want to see it. Because like you say, I think it will sort of, I don't want to use the word collapse, but I certainly don't think at that point we'll be flying like we could be beforehand. And so we'll see. I would love it. I would love it. It's not the best lineup, but any lineup is better with him. I think you just have the person who works within the system, and we're still going to be playing the same style of football. We're still going to be playing the same system, the same technique, and he is super effective in that compared to Danny Ings. So although I agree with you, it's not his optimal situation, which is why I wouldn't, for example, say he's gonna get. I would even be slightly concerned about saying brace, but I can see him getting a goal. And when it comes to final score predictions for me personally, I would probably say 2-1. I would probably say 2-1 to West Ham. I think Bachka Topola can score. I think they have a goal in them. We saw in the last one they did, even though it was from a horrendous Ogbonna mistake. They still scored, and I think at home they will have something more in them. But I think we're just going to be too good for them. I think it will be 2-1. Who are the leaders is my concern in this lineup if heads drop. It's a good question. I think that realistically you're looking towards Aaron Cresswell. I know he was one of the people who I was looking at before the as much as I appreciate the sentiment, I don't have the facilities for that, unfortunately. I don't have betting apps. I don't have betting accounts, all that sort of stuff, because I just don't bet. So I appreciate the sentiment. I do, and I would go wild for it. But yeah. I mean, I'd be looking towards Cresswell. Ward-Prowse, Souček, they're both captain material. I think there's people on the pitch who can take sort of charge of it. Fabianski probably one of them as well. But it's not. But then again, I think we're just sort of a bit down in terms of Duvet getting a cheeky brace in there. You'll have to see it. In terms of leaders, anyway. You know, it is what it is. It is what it is. We are about to kick off though at FKTSC Bachka Topola's ground. It's a beautiful ground, by the way. I was very excited about the way the ground looks. When I was making the thumbnails, I was getting giddy at the ground, and it looks great IRL as well. We're 5 likes away from 300 as well. Jesus Christ, we're flying. Right, so, ladies and gentlemen, the game is about to get underway. It's West Ham United versus Bachka Topola FKTSC in the 5th match day of the Europa League group stage. A big opportunity for West Ham to get a win. A big opportunity for us to get through to the next round in a more convincing way. And a big opportunity for Mubama to score. He blew the whistle. There we go. Deploy the boys. It's time to run 2 things. Come on, you Irons. Huge play. Huge plays. I'm going to mute for a split second because I need to move the mic and it's going to squeak. There we go. A win is necessary here. We don't want to put ourselves in a situation where we're having an awkward final game, especially where if you do go to the final, if you do come second in the groups, you're obviously playing a whole extra round. Avoiding that and topping our group would be beautiful. Looking so early question marks about formation, trying to figure out what that is. It looks like Pablo Fornals is wide on the right hand side, Paquetá's down the middle. That's what I'm seeing. I could be wrong about that, but that is what I'm seeing. Our pitch looks okay, Peter. I mean, it doesn't look too bad to me. Yeah, Ben Rama is wide out on the left-hand side. Little dummy. Pulls it back across. Doesn't quite work. Hits the side netting, and it goes out for a corner. Dave with the £2. Thank you very much, Dave. That's very kind of you. Keep up the good work. See you at halftime. See you at halftime, sir. But thank you very much for that. It's very kind of you. Helps the channel out a huge amount. A huge amount. And equally, thank you very much, Tom. Tom, thank you very much for the £2 super sticker. Much appreciated. Again, I cannot stress how much it helps the channel. It doesn't just help me. It helps GM Guns out a huge amount as well. So all of them are massively appreciated. Quick corner taken. Wide on the right-hand side. Ward-Prowse lays it off. Ben Rama looks to try and hit it. Can't quite from range. And it bounces all the way back to Ben Johnson in defence. Danny DeVito walks into a bar. Sorry, I looked at the bar for this joke. Solid PNG. I said PNG. PNE is what I was aiming for. Solid work. Toasted, good to see. Oh, it's not toasted. It's flipping Mike. How are you, sir? Dude, how are you? I hope you're well. Legend. I was like, I haven't been called Chaz in a while. And then it just clicked into my brain. What a man. I hope you're well, bro. Hope you're well. Yeah, mate, the wind was bracing. Please put the names on it. Good. I say it wasn't toasted. It is also toasted heretics, but Mike, what a man. What an absolute legend again. One of the nicest people I've met involved with West Ham stuff, mate. Right, where are we looking for? We're looking for the donation thing. There I don't know why I've got the Channel 4 news theme stuck in my head. I don't know why that's in my head, but it is. There we go. Thank you, Dave. Thank you, Tom. Dave, Tom. Thank you. Matt, good to see you, sir. Hope you're well, bro. Hope you're good. Ings is on the bench, Leisha. Ings is on the bench. The ground does have very big Highbury vibes. West Ham are passing it around at the back. And it's the sort of like straight upness and inness of it. I just really like it. That's one of the things that I always find very exciting about European days as well. It's just seeing the grounds. Yeah, it is definitely a sort of 4-2-3-1 in possession. In possession, at least, it's definitely a 4-2-3-1 because you've got James Ward-Prowse and Souček in the double pivot, passing it around at the moment. That's a nice pass from Aged. Oh, a nice little flick there from Paquetá, who's playing in a 10 position. Playing centrally just behind Mubama with Fornals on one side and Ben Rama on the other. Into Paquetá in the area, gets a touch. It's a bit heavy though, can't quite get it up. And it's going to bounce out for a throw-in for us on the right-hand side near the corner flag. Good position. Ben Johnson takes it quickly. You've got a different sponsor on our shirts. How have I only just seen this? We finally worked our way around it. All floated in towards the box. Finds Ben Rama, who controls it down. Looking for a cross. Lots of small little touches. Can't quite find it. Lays it short to Aaron Cresswell. Back to Ben Rama. Looking for the 1-2. Doesn't quite work out. Still possession of the ball. Interesting. It wasn't a great cross from again at the end of it, but it was interesting. I'll give it that. It was interesting. Is that the Betway logo? Is that what that is? Because I just James Press Turner. Betway's cool. Oh, it is. It's not even a new thing. It's just a different logo. It looks like a tractor company to me. That's the vibe I'm getting from this new logo. Tractors. Agriculture. You know? Peat and that. Like the ground stuff, not a guy. Hope you are. Hope you are, Andy. That's good intel. I didn't actually notice that Freiburg had gone up. Thank you, usual. I didn't actually notice that at all. Looking to work their way forward, pulled across. Ooh, flipping heck. There was a shot inside the area from Topola. Ball got worked down the right-hand side relatively well. And the crossing's nice. It's a nice sort of low-powered pullback style cross. He can't really connect with it well enough. He gets the direction, although he just sort of fluffs the lines a little bit. And it's Fabianski easy to collect. Close. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? I'm big here for it. I'm big here for it. We just started Kurdistan. It's a difficult one, Lawrence. I personally would prioritize this game over the game at the weekend. Whereas Moyes definitely hasn't. Hughes, for example, saying Kurdistan even travel. I don't think he's injured. I think he just didn't. I just don't think he went. Because there was a couple others who didn't go as well. Because you look at the bench, it's very youth heavy, and I feel like realistically, I think it's just a case of prioritizing the weekend. I personally would have prioritized this game. I want us to go through top of the group, and I feel like that's an imperative for us. I feel like it's so hugely beneficial to us if we manage it. And so the idea of us not doing that is frustrating to me, but it is what it is. Look. If we can still can we win today with this lineup? Yes, we can, and we probably should. So in that sense, we can probably prioritize both to a certain extent. Let's make sure this is just totally accurate because I paused it with the whole staggered kickoff thing. Yeah. Which must be. They might have a separate website that's specifically just for certain things in situations where they can't put a betting sponsor on or something. I don't know. I've never heard of it before, but listen, I didn't say there was anything wrong with tractors. Okay, you're talking to someone who has a lot of family in the West Country. You know, a lot of my family have moved out there over the years. But a lot of my family have moved out there over the years. On both sides of my family, actually, somehow have both moved out to the West Country. So listen, I ain't got no problem with tractors. Freiburg 2-0 up, by the way, against Olympiacos now. 8 minutes in, 2-0 up. So I ain't got a problem with tractors. I'm just saying it reminds me of a tractor thing, you know? Ben Rama with the ball. Plays it inward to Paquetá, back to Ben Rama. Nice little link up there. Ben Rama, the ball across to Johnson. The far side was nice. Finds Fornals. That right side is a little bit weak, but crossed in from Ben Johnson. Just behind Souček was there. Mubama was also in the area, sort of behind everyone. It's punted away. It's going to be a throw-in. Well worked. It was a nice switch though. It was quicker than we usually do it, which I'm nice. Which I'm here for. Because both have a virus. Oh, I heard that Alvarez was ill. Okay, that makes more sense. That's not too deep then. He should be fine and we hope. Well, hopefully. Unless he's like me and he just gets ill once and then stays ill for the next 4 years. Then what are you gonna do? Yeah, I like that about this lineup. That's one of the things I like. Having 2 good passes in that area is quite nice. I would love at some point to see a 3 at the back with Mavropanos, Aged, and Zuma. That feels so strong to me. That feels like such a strong 3 at the back. Then you maybe put like a... I don't know. I could just see something happening though. Yes, okay. Okay, then I have a problem with tractors because they are very slow. They are very, very slow to drive behind Paquetá on the ball. Look at trying to towards Mubama, headed down away from the TSC defender and plays it forward. Nicely cut out there from James Ward-Prowse. For now, just couldn't quite find Mubama. He's going to get the ball at the end of the day anyway. They just short to Mubama. Sorry, not to Mubama. Benrahma. Paquetá was a nice cross in as Thomas Suchek was getting in there. Can't quite get his head on the ball. TSC looking to counter. Aaron Cresswell had to try and back out of that one just in case. TSC maintained possession of the ball, looking to work their way down this right-hand side again. Cut inside, looking for something from range. Oh, this nice ball in there. And Ben Johnson just gets goal side and stops it. I don't know how he had that much space and how he had the space and time to find that pass and then for the pass to land at his feet and control it in turn. I'll never know, but we get the block regardless. TSC maintain possession of the ball. They've been forced all the way back to the halfway line, which is good. It calms down a little bit. Sorry for the loud clank. Hopefully I will, AK, and hopefully this sporting match is good. Good ball in from TSC over the top of everyone. Can't quite get there in the end. It's awkwardly played away from Pablo Fornals, but thankfully he manages it. It's going to be a throw into TSC just over the halfway line in their area, but yeah. Hopefully the sporting game is at least exciting. Okay. Oh, Peter, listen. TSC are trying to work their way forward. Peter, I'll tell you this. The Wurzels, right? Once, I can't remember if they retweeted it, but it liked one of my tweets. And I lost my mind. And I didn't even at them. I'd mentioned them, but I didn't at them. And they liked it, and I went wild for it. I went absolutely hog wild for it. What a band. What a band. Combine Harvester, and I'll give you the key. Shot from range from TSC, just straight into the wall of white shirts, goes out for a corner. Freiburg, of course, top of the group. 2 points ahead of us in the group, given the fact they're winning and we're drawing so far tonight. It's going to be a corner to TSC for them to take on our left-hand side. They whip it in. It's over the top of everyone. One of their players at the back post does eventually get a header. It bounces into the other person there. Free kick to TSC against Lucas Paquetá. Maybe a little bit harsh, but it is what it is. Resulting free kick goes absolutely nowhere. We're going to get a free kick inside our area. just looks like it. Just feels like it. I really hope he gets a goal tonight. I'm confident he will, but I'm really hope he gets a goal tonight. Alex, good to see you, sir. Hope you're well. I'm all right. I've been carrying on my massive rewatch of all Doc 2 things. Getting very excited for the weekend. I was watching your reaction review straight after one last night when I was working. Mate, the drink you were drinking was huge. I was like, that is a massive drink. Working our way forward, trying to find a way down the right-hand side. The horseshoe does begin. Slightly more intricate horseshoe for us. Lots of first-time passing. It's nice. It's fun. It still is the horseshoe at the end of the day, but it's at least done with more. That's a free kick, surely, against Radin. Takes down Lucas Paquetá. We take it quickly. Don't think we've benefited from that. We try to work it down the left-hand side and instantly go backwards again. I don't think taking it quickly has really worked out for us. Benrahma trying to get the cross in. James Ward-Prowse tries to find Benrahma, who just gets dispossessed very easily. Cresswell tries to save him, can't. Nicely stepped in from Mavropanos. That's really nicely done. West Ham gain possession back. Once again with Benrahma down the left-hand side. He's getting a lot of opportunities today. And that cross was pretty bad, but we win either a corner or a throw-in from it. I'm not sure which. But we get one of them. Reece Deckers with the $4.99, bro. Did you really? How do I not know this for a start? How is this new info to me? Secondly, incredibly kind of you for the super chat, bro. Did not need to do that at all. But more importantly, back to Tractors. How did I not know this? I feel like this is info I should have had already. I hope you're well, by the way. But I feel like this is info I should have had. Here's going to be a corner for us. James Ward-Prowse is going to take it. It's an in-swinger, so you best believe we know where he's going to put it. It's going to be swinged in, wazzed in to that near post where Thomas Souček will be. And if TSC had done their homework, which, by the way, they are fully bodying Thomas Souček right now. Guess where it went, ladies and gentlemen? Guess where it went? Exactly into that space. I mean, to be fair, they didn't really cover that space incredibly well, but they covered it enough, but it wasn't incredibly well. And Thomas Souček was being manhandled in a massive way. So, yeah. Well, this time deeper and all the way over the top of everyone. That's the worst James Ward-Prowse corner I've ever seen. Which is, it's not difficult because all of his are pretty good corners, despite the fact I don't like where they're aimed at. They're technically good. That was just bad. Ballooned over everything. Straight out for a goal kick. You hate to see it. Why are you driving tractors, Deckers? How was that a thing? Ben, what a G. If you've ever used one, shout out to Affers. That's Ben. That's young Tom's younger brother. He's a wonderful human being, and you should thank him if you've ever used one. Either in the Discord or here. Shout out, bro. Hope you're well. Hope you're good. I need a picture of you in a tractor. Stacked. Yeah, apparently so. It was huge. What, you picked it up and it was like, I couldn't tell whether it was the camera angle because, like, I know you said at the beginning, you're like, interesting. It was like I can't remember your friend's name, but he was talking, right? And then the drinks was just like, I was like, that's huge. That's massive. TSC trying to work their way forward. This is a decent opportunity. They're just outside the area, looking for that final pass. Can't quite make it work. Easily cut out. We're very compact in that area, and they're trying to find those final passes. And they've got through once or twice with the final pass, concerningly. But most of the time we're there. That cross was poor. Easily blocked out. Oh, brilliantly done from Paquetá. And we somehow keep the ball in. I thought, I'm not going to lie, that went out. Benrahma has done way too much, as per usual, and lost out the ball instantaneously. TSC coming storming forward. It's a good opportunity, although they've run into when I say a wall of white shirts, it was a wall of white shirts. It was naught but white shirts in front of him. People have battles for it. Oh, we might get on the end of this one as well. Oh, he manages it. He manages to get on there. Good work. Then lays it off short to Pablo Fornals looks to take on his man, fires it across the Paquetá back. It was an interesting idea to try and sort of reverse it back across. Doesn't quite work out. We're going to maintain possession of the ball on the halfway line. Fired forward, poor. Just a little bit of miscommunication there. It felt like between Ben Johnson and Mavropanos, who tried to fizz it forward again. Didn't quite work out. Mubama did really well there. It's a shame it didn't quite work out. And it's one of those things where he did the right thing. I think he did the right thing. He did or at least the sensible thing, right? In those scenarios when you're a youth player, West Ham have the ball on the halfway line. He battles for it really well, wins the ball, and then instead of trying to do something insane, which certain other players on this pitch currently could maybe learn from that, Ben Rama, he does the sensible thing. He lays it off to Pablo Fornals in his slightly better space, and then goes instantly to find his own space. Because he's with his back to goal, he's going to have to do a lot. There's people on him and in his space. So it was a good idea for him to do that thing. And if you're someone who's incredibly nervous or anything else, it would be easy to do the wrong thing there and to turn and to try and do something insane just because you're not really thinking straight. I like that, but it didn't work out in this occasion. But I do like that. TSC playing it around on the halfway line, goalkeepers getting involved in it. Obama just closes him down slightly, just forces him into a long ball. James Ward-Prowse didn't have. He had the time there to maybe control that and just to play it with his foot. Instead, he tries to head it first time, and TSC regain possession of the ball. Again, easily stops that one shot from range from TSC. Is going to go way, way over. They get the ball and they come forward, but there's no real... I'm not scared of it, when it happens. They're getting more opportunities than they should, but again, this is kind of why I said I thought they would score. We've got a double pivot of Ward-Prowse and Souček, which has never worked. Or which doesn't work, I should say. Because I'm sure at the beginning of the season we had a game where it worked for some reason, but it doesn't really work. It's defensively very poor. We're in a situation where we're going to have more possession than we're used to, so there's a temptation for people like Souček to get forward, and James Ward-Prowse is the guy who's sitting there, which is obviously a negative. Cresswell and Johnson obviously downgrades on our usual fullbacks. There's reasons why I can see them getting into those sort of positions fairly frequently. But even when they are in those positions, to be honest with you, I'm not that concerned yet. There was one ball which got fizzed into the area, and the player was just free as a daisy, and Johnson manages to recover, get the right side of him, and get the block on the shot. That was the one time where I was like, oh, the rest of it's not really been there, but it's not unfair to say that they have been creating more opportunities. Nothing big has happened with them. It's not like they're creating these outstanding, insane opportunities and we're like, oh my God, what are we going to do? What are we going to do? But they are creating more than us right now, even though we have more possession of the ball. We need to see us step up a little bit. Part of the problem is we get the ball to Ben Rama, who 9 times out of 10 does the wrong thing. I like Ben Rama as well, but Cresswell, that's not a bad ball in. Fornals almost gets there, just got away from the TSC defender. Well, that's the sort of areas you want Cresswell in. Those sort of early crossing positions from that sort of area. Not getting byline, crossing him in early, and he's decent at that. That was a nicely targeted cross. Those are the sort of areas you want him in. Yeah. It's, from that side of it, it's just not doing well. Defensively, the centre-backs are playing all right. Outside of that, yeah. I think the whole team is in second gear right now. We aren't firing on all cylinders. We're sort of playing the ball. It sort of has that vibe of pre-season to a certain extent, where we can find the ball to a Ben Rama, to a Fornals, and I think it just isn't quite. It's just not quite snapping yet. TSC give us a friend, and it is give us poor throw, poor ball across. Can't quite keep it in. %55% of possession so far. They short into Ben Rama, who tried to flick it round the back, couldn't quite manage it, but we do win a throw in from it. Yeah, I agree with you. I think we have to really step to him in this one, Ishmael. I agree. I feel like we've got to, like, if we can, like, again, similarly to how we did in the second half against Burnley, like, you don't necessarily have to be gung ho with it. Doesn't mean we have to be full on Jurgen Klopp, Gegenpress, heavy metal football madness. But just we're playing away, so we're playing as we would away, which is relatively passive in that sense. See again, but it's just a shot that's almost like it's a cross. It's almost like a shot. It's powered in, and again they get an opportunity to control it, but it's difficult for them to get in there. And there's still 4 or 5 West Ham white shirts just stood there goal side completely in the way. Big block techers. James Tarkowski would be loving playing in this formation. But yeah, I feel like we just have to. They're not as comfortable on the ball as a lot of other teams, and I think we just need to get onto them a little bit. It's kind of what they want us to do. They want us to come out of that shape. They want us to commit because then they can counter attack into that space. As we saw with the goal they scored at London Stadium, they counter attacked into the space. Sure, it was a big mistake from Ogbonna, but that was where they got the success from when we were out of position. However, I feel like if we do step to them a little bit, if we do get on them just that little bit more, and just put them in a bit of an awkward position, then I think we could really disrupt what they're trying to do and create a lot more opportunities, get some high turnovers and create a lot more opportunities. Played forward, trying to flick it in. Pablo Fornals, good block from the TSC defender. We still have possession of the ball, work it forward. Paquetá lays it short to Ben Rama. He's in that half space on the left-hand side. Paquetá trying to work his magic from there, which we've seen him do so many times this year. Laid short to Cresswell, can't quite get the flick back in towards the box. Nicely cut out there, to be fair. Ben Johnson just never quite got possession of that ball, did he? Never quite got control of it and ends up just running out. Yeah, I think one goal would do a lot here. A lot. I agree. Booked away. That's definitely a handball from Ben Rama. It was too close to him, but his hands were above his head and it deflects straight off him. Easy handball. Easy handball. TSC take it short and they invite the press, and all of a sudden we're on top of them. And again, look at that. There we go. That's a great example. They've managed, to be fair, they've managed to play themselves out of that relatively well. But even then, we still have, well, we still have possession. Okay, well done by Mavropanos. We still have possession of the ball, but there they tried to play from the free kick short. Maybe feeling a little bit comfortable given our lack of press. Oh, that's not a bad ball from Paquetá. Looking for Mubama, can't quite get the control. Just a collision with him and the goalkeeper. A footballing incident, I would describe that. No need for cards or anything, but a foul. But just, it is what it is in the Formula One terminology. A footballing incident. Big ball over the top from Paquetá, really nicely placed from Mubama. It's beautifully weighted, backspin on it, and Mubama just comes across, and the goalkeeper came flying out to try and collect, and just a collision there. Not fun for the goalkeeper, certainly, but brave goalkeeping, as Artel says. Brave goalkeeping. But yeah, no card necessary or anything. No card necessary. But yeah, you could just see there how they were trying to pass it around a little bit, maybe a little bit comfortable because of our lack of our sort of lack of engagement, and instantly we just had 4 players on top of them and they didn't really know what to do and just punted it forward and we won the ball back instantaneously, which is exactly the sort of thing we were just talking about. Doesn't have to be gung-ho, doesn't have to be insane, but can just get on top of them. We have players who are more than good enough to be doing that sort of thing. With Mubama, with Fornals, with Paquetá, even Benrahma can press, but you know, you've got players who are capable of doing it. You've got 2 people who have the stamina with James Ward-Prowse and Thomas Soucek. You don't necessarily want them to do any pressing, to be fair, given the fact that they're going to start at the weekend as well as here. So you probably don't want them using all their energy up in this game by running around like headless chickens. But that front 4 specifically, I mean, especially the 3 of Mubama, Benrahma, and Fornals, just getting inside that space. Paquetá just following up, just covering, passing elves through the centre. I think we can do something there. I mean, they've managed to get a bit of space here. TSC worked their way forward again down that right hand side. Again, they feel like they're constantly just one pass off. They feel like they're constantly just a little bit off, just one pass off from actually getting in there. Doesn't quite work out that time, but yeah. I agree, Medical. I agree. Well, that's awful from Cresswell. Straight into the feet of TSC, who hits it. Fabianski, oh my God, Fabianski, Jesus Christ. The shot happens, and Fabianski, it felt like a routine save, and it deflects up off his hands and spins back towards the goal line. Thankfully, he gets up there quickly. Sloppy from Aaron Cresswell. Really, really sloppy passing. Paquetá looking for a big crossfield diag to Ben Johnson. Doesn't work out. Too far ahead of him, wasn't really too accurate. Again, played in. There's so much space in that area, man. It's especially, I mean, they're just consistently finding space at sort of our right centre back position. And I can't tell whether that's Mavropanos or Ben Johnson being out of possession. I can't tell whether that's the midfielders ahead of him not tracking runs. I'm not sure, but they seem to just look up and pass it directly into the area. And again, they don't have the ability, and we usually recover quickly enough to where it's not a huge problem. But my concern is that at some point we won't recover quickly enough, and they're just doing it consistently. Ben Johnson finds Thomas Soucek, looking for the cross-field diag of his own, and I tell you what. That's a beautiful crossfield diag. Benrahma cuts and he's going to shoot. We know he's going to shoot. Yeah, straight into the goalkeeper's hands. We know he's going to shoot. It's not good in that position. Pass the ball, my bro. Consistently making the wrong decisions, but there we go. Benrahma, what can you do? The crossfield diag though from Thomas Soucek. Beautiful. Beautiful crossfield diag. So only been 3 shots in the game so far. 1 for us, 2 for them. On target, at least. Just not been the one so far this game. TNT, BT, being sad they put this on the Premier channel, although I don't know if there's any other matches around this time, to be fair. Oh no, there must be because there's other games going on. Just probably the English ones, I get it, but... Yeah, it was, yeah. The thing is with Benrahma is I think he is good enough to play Premier League football. He's a talented player. Like, his ability on the ball, he has the ability to pull off some really nice shots, some good crosses at times, all that stuff. He just consistently makes the wrong decision. And when I say the wrong decision, it's almost certainly him shooting most of the time. I say wrong decision, it's 9 times out of 10, it's him taking a shot that he shouldn't have taken. And in that position, again, such a beautiful crossfield ball from Thomas Soucek. We finally get a bit of countering in us. Nicely done. He has a bit of space. There's people alongside him, and he's just, you know, from the second he has the ball, he's going to go for goal. And he ends up just kicking it straight at the goalkeeper in such a crappy way. And like, usually his shots are a bit more spectacular than that, even though they don't work out. It's just like, man, just it's that decision making is so poor. It's just nowhere near good enough, unfortunately. Paquetá charging back, trying to stop that one as TSC come forward. Easily and well stopped there by Paquetá in the end, inside the area as well. It was a terrifying moment. Nicely flicked. The play out from Paquetá, who drops deep. Souček's crossfield diag that time. Not as beautiful as the first, can't lie. That was a more expected Thomas Souček one. But thankfully, we retained possession of the ball. 10 minutes to go. It's been a crap half of football so far. Can't lie. It's been incredibly boring. Neither side looking that good. Playing into the path of Thomas Souček here, who lays it out wide to Ben Johnson and gets in towards the area. Johnson then lays it short to Pablo Fornals. Trying to create some space here, little passing movements and whatnot. We win a free kick. Free kick in what can only be described as James Ward-Prowse crossing territory. It's not in the corner quadrant, but it's very wide on the right hand side. About 20-25 yards away from the byline. Big crossing territory. He does whip it in. Not really close to anyone, was it? It was into a good area, but there was no one really there. Paquetá wins the ball back. Lays it short to Mubama. Just wasn't expecting it. Couldn't quite get the first touch, and it's going to be a goal kick. I don't think Mubama was expecting it there. Ball got fired into him from Paquetá, who did well to win the ball back. And Mubama's sort of caught in this odd position where he just sort of has to be where he is. Freiburg 3-0 up. Bloody hell, Freiburg flying right now. 3-0 up against Olympiacos. Good to see you, Stephen. Hope you're well. Hope you're good. Like I say, his brain is championship at best. In a different team with a different system, he would work out better. In a system where he can become one of the primary goal scorers, he could work out better. And he has the ability to play in the Premier League. It's just that decision making. He just has blinkers on, and he just can't see anything but shooting for goal. And it's such an awkward, it's just such an awful thing to be dealing with. TSC trying a long ball forward that time instead. Doesn't work out. Although they do end up pressing to the extent where it lands at Fabianski and he kicks it out for a throw. So, yeah. Thoughts on James Ward-Prowse. I think he's a very average player with a free kick. Why did no one else want him? It's a good opportunity for TSC here, but again, blocked once again from Mavropanos. This wall of white shirts, they're just not creating the opportunities, really, TSC. They've had the better opportunities of the two teams by a significant margin, but they're still not really creating much of danger without being horrendous mistakes from us. Pardon me. Goal kick. Yeah, I like James Ward-Prowse a lot. I think he has a lot of upside. I think he can't play in a double pivot, especially as the more defensive of the two, which he is today, and was at the weekend as well, and the game before that. I think he's a good player, but we're not using him to the best of his abilities. We're using him in a sort of this will do territory, putting up with the downside you get from playing him how we're playing him because of the upside of free kicks and corners and all that other sort of stuff. And it just doesn't really... It's just nowhere near utilising him to his strengths. I think one of the things about James Ward-Prowse I'm surprised by him is I don't think he's as good at dictating play as I would want him to be. I think for someone who has a good passing range and who has played as a sort of centre midfielder his entire career, pretty much. I know he spent time out on the right, or whatever. I feel like he should have. I feel like he should be able to play around better. in those deeper positions to take a bit more, which he just isn't capable of doing. But yeah, we're just not playing him to his strengths. If we're playing him somewhat to his weaknesses, but we're putting up with it because of the strength that is ever present with James Ward-Prowse, which is the free kicks, which is the corners. If we would want to play him to his strengths, we should be playing him further forward so he can press and so he can get involved in the game higher up the pitch, like a young Mark Noble type thing. That's just not what we're doing. Because frankly, we've got too many good players in those positions. You know, it's difficult to justify when you've got Paquetá, Kudus, Benrahma, Fornals, all these senior players. But and also when you've got Thomas Souček, who 50% of Thomas Souček's upside is how dangerous he is in their area, so he has to be the one who goes forward to a certain extent. Otherwise, you're just completely losing all of Thomas Souček. But yeah, I don't know. It's difficult. Short passes from West Ham. They basically had the possession the entire time there and did nothing with it, by the way. Fornals into the path of Thomas Souček, who's inside the area. Lays it short to Paquetá, tries to whip it in towards... Couldn't tell which one it was, but we still maintain possession of the ball regardless of the other side. Benrahma, the cross was poor. It gets cleared away. Cross was poor and gets cleared away. Nodded back towards him. Doesn't quite work out, although we win the ball back. Oh, that's nicely done from James Ward-Prowse. Nice first touch. Oh, and again, nicely done. And Bama tries to flick it back towards him. Can't quite manage it, but Ward-Prowse wins it back. See, this again, Ward-Prowse lights up in these sort of areas. Paquetá from Rangers awful. Way over. See, James Ward-Prowse lights up in those sort of areas just outside the area. I can't remember what they call it. Zone 14, whatever they call it. But just where the D is, in that number 10 position, he starts to light up. And he's really nice in those areas. That's where we saw him early when he was getting. Remember when he was getting goals at the beginning of the season? It wasn't just like we talk about the assists, but he was getting goals at the beginning of the season. That's why, because he was playing in those sort of areas and getting opportunities off the back of it. But again, in a game where you're not playing we need a second defensive midfielder. In the sense of when we have Alvarez, you can get a little bit more free with that movement. And if we had a second defensive midfield, like a proper one, Benrahma does well to win the ball back there, and then the flick out is really nice. See, that's what Benrahma can do. He's good at times. He's one of the most frustrating players to watch, Simon Moore. But we when we're resting Alvarez, either he's ill, he's being rested, he's suspended. That means we have to play a double pivot of Souček and James Ward-Prowse, and that's just not good for either of them. It's just not good for either of them. Freiburg, 4-0 up, by the way. 4-0 up. Freiburg have just gone up in the 42nd minute against Olympiacos, insanely. I haven't noticed it too much, but then again, I've been speaking a lot and trying to concentrate on what's going on in the game. But what I will say is this. I'm not criticising any of the players too much yet. I think there's some notable ones like Benrahma who've had a lot of opportunities. I don't think Paquetá's been at his best, for example. With Bama, I think it's too early to talk about. With Bama at this point. We're not even halfway through his start yet, you know what I mean? Do I think he's playing well enough? Do I think he could be doing more? Yes, probably. But it's a difficult situation to be in. It's a difficult situation to be in. You know, coming in away in Europe against a team who need a win, who are a team. You know, they're not exactly a team who aren't going to fight for this. Playing up front with someone who doesn't know how to not shoot, and another player who. Look, I like Pablo Fornals, but he's not exactly a right winger, is he? And I like Pablo Fornals. I love Pablo Fornals. Jesus Christ, right wing is not his position any soft whatsoever. And then, Paquetá's sort of getting deep, sort of getting involved in play, but that's not really working too much. I don't know. I don't think there's too much to. I don't think I'm not going to criticize him too much. Is he doing enough? No, but then again, I don't think we're doing enough. So Freiburg have basically confirmed the win at this point, right? Like, they're 4-0 up, they're going to win today. Unless there's an insane second half from Olympiacos, which seems unlikely, Freiburg are going to get the win. All we need to do is match their results. We don't even need to match their score. We just need to match their result, right? So if we can get a win here, even if it's a scrappy 1-0 win, I take it. And then in that final game, not lose to them. If we don't lose to them, we go through top of the group because of the head-to-head rule. So that's all we need to do. That's all we need to do. Paquetá taken down. Petrovic frustrated. Welcome to Lucas Paquetá, my friend. He's going to be doing it a lot more. Get used to it. Yeah, he's not being right. He went down so light. It's so ridiculous. It's so ridiculous. He went down so lightly, and Petrovic has got a yellow card for it as well. Criminal. Criminal. Could be a better use of your time, Sam, to be fair. Could be a better use of your time. Half-time coming up soon. Sooner rather than later, please. James Ward-Prowse whips it in. Souček's there, head up. Try to just cushion it back across the box. It does not quite work out. I don't know whether he's going for the far post for a goal situation or whether he's going for the far post in terms of nodding it back towards the players there. Neither way, it doesn't quite get either of them. Loki, yes. Of all of us. Of all 700 of you in here right now. Just a waste of time. A big old waste. Huge boot up the pitch. TSC forced all the way back to the goalkeeper due to Mubama pressing. Johnson battling for it. Can't quite get there. He's stop charging for it though. Getting here, just swarm them. Swarm them. They've managed to play their way through it, to be fair. Well, James Ward-Prowse gets back well. It looks like it's going to be a foul, but advantage gets played. Played out wide. Advantage over. Left wing, looking to try and get the cross into the box. Can't quite manage it. 2 minutes of added time almost up. Nice turn there from the TSC player around Paquetá. But the ball in at the end is straight at Mavropanos, who clears it. 40 seconds left of the half. 40 seconds left of the half, and it feels like it's going to be West Ham defending for the rest of it. Although having said that, that ball in was awful. The clearance wasn't great from again, and Jesus Christ, that pass back was wild. That passed it all the way back to the goalkeeper from about 30 yards outside of our goal, all the way back to theirs. It was a bit insane. And I say it was going to feel like us defending. I feel like the last 40 seconds are going to be no one doing anything. No one doing anything. Ball gets played to Ben Rama. Taken out. See, whereas that one I felt like was a foul, whereas the Paquetá one before I don't think was. Referee's whistle to his lips, and thankfully he puts us all out of our misery. As the half-time whistle goes, it's West Ham United 0, TSC 0. In what can only be described as one of the most boring games of football I've seen in a hot minute. Just a terrible, terrible game so far. Neither team looking very good. Them looking better than us in terms of actually creating opportunities. But even then, they get the ball into interesting areas. And let's be frank, it just gets absolutely just a wall of white shirts. So even though they find the pass into interesting areas, there's just a huge wall of white shirts in their way. And it's just nowhere close to being a really dangerous situation for us, even though they do get the chances, right? We've created one or two, but it's just not been... There's just been nothing really from us. I think there's some frustrating performances, but I think no one's really playing that well. It could be a scenario in which we're like, well, this person could be doing better, or this person could do better. For example, Ben Rama could stop taking pointless shots, or Fornal could create something a bit more, or Paquetá could get a bit further forward. All of these things could and should be true. But that's the point, is that they all could be true and they all should be true. There just isn't any real... It's just nothing from us, really. It's just nothing from us in any really major way, which is quite annoying to see, given the fact that this is a team who I think are very evidently there for the taking. I can't sit here and act like there's any different. Like, they wouldn't be able to stop us necessarily. They would have to defend for their lives. But if we were hitting them quicker, then it'd be fine. If we hit them more successfully, it'd be fine. And if we were pressing a bit more, that's the big thing for me. I think we're very passive, as we tend to be. We're also away from home in Europe, so I don't necessarily... Maybe if we were home against TSC, I'd feel maybe a bit more different about this. But given the fact we're away to TSC, I understand the passivity of it. However, I can't escape the feeling that if we were just a little bit more... if we were just at least, not even a lot, not even like I said, during the half I said it, we're not even talking heavy metal football, like mad Jurgen Klopp madness in terms of just screeching towards them with hundreds of players. No, if we were just that little bit more adventurous, just to put that little bit more on them, just step to them a little bit more, instead of just Mubama by himself, who's done it a couple of times. We just, because there was one time where 4 of them went at once. They decided they want a free kick deep. They decided to take it short. They played it around, and four of our players tried to press, and instantly we won the ball back. I don't think they're playing well enough to be able to deal with that, frankly. And yes, it is a bit dangerous. It is a bit dangerous in the same way it was against Burnley. I said it at halftime against Burnley. I said the problem is if we do that, then Burnley will probably counterattack directly into that space, and that's exactly what happened straight after halftime against Burnley. The difference between Burnley and this side is I've seen no evidence of TSC being dangerous enough to be to fear in that sense, to be too conservative against. The positive is that the second half can't be much worse. I mean, I guess it could be worse in terms of like we could be horrendous and they could beat us 4-0. But in terms of entertainment value, I can't see a second half as utterly dire as that. And it was dire. It was so boring. So intensely boring. Still, that's where we're at. Gio will be turning up at some point. But until then, let's have a look at some of your... Oh, he's here now. Let's have a look at some of your comments. But before I say that, Gio, how do you feel?
It's boring.
Yeah, isn't it?
It's a bit boring. Don't know. We need a big, like, cattle prod for them all at half time, just to jab them all, get them going. The tempo's really low. I think they'll probably be the happier of the two teams, given that the expectations nothing. Olympiacos are getting battered, so they've actually got a chance now of finishing third. So they've got all the motivation they need to go out there in the second half and go for it and try and get a win against us. I think in terms of the play, I think it's pretty even, which I don't like. We should be better than that. I think they've probably had half chances. Some of them are our own wrongdoing, but they've had a better chances. Very disappointed, actually, Charlie. I thought it was quite a strong team, and I was looking forward to seeing some good performances from certain players, and they're just not there tonight. Actually, it's almost like we've turned up, and it feels like we've expected to turn up and win just for turning up, and I don't like this attitude about us. I don't like their tempo, nothing. It's just boring.
Everyone is really solidly in second gear. There isn't a single West Ham player I can say who's trying to play above themselves right now. You know, I feel like every time.
You know who I actually think's doing all right? Actually,
go on.
Ben Johnson. I'm not even kidding. That pass to Saeed Benrahma. Oh my word, that was beautiful. I know there was a bit of like a meme-worthy point where he sort of dribbled out of the pitch with it. But there wasn't really much options on for him, should be told. Mavropanos could have done a bit more and went and helped him, but just stood there watching him. But apart from that, I think he's been fine. He's defended okay. I think in possessions looked okay. He's got a little bit of heart about him. And context is important. You have to remember the situation which he's coming into here, which is he's barely played. Creswell looks rusty. I don't think Ben Johnson does, actually. I think he's all right, actually.
I can agree with that. I haven't seen enough of him to say much. And I don't, for example, that crossfield pass or the pass to Benrahma or whatever, don't remember that for the life of me. I don't think he looks rusty. I will agree with you.
It was like 60, 70 yards. He pung it onto Benrahma's foot. It was beautiful.
No. I remember Thomas Souček doing that, but I don't remember Ben Johnson doing it somehow.
Yeah, but Souček was like a yard behind him. Benrahma to go get it.
No. This was the one where it was ahead of him and he ran perfectly onto it. It was in his... Like, don't get me wrong, there was one straight after, which is that one where it was behind him. Yeah. And I was like, that's the pass I expected from Thomas Souček.
I think Johnson's doing well, all things considered, in the context of his situation. I think some of the boys are trying. I think Bama's working hard. I think Paqueta's arguably working hard. I think Orphaus and Souček are trying. It's just the quality just isn't there. There's no composure. We're trying to be a bit too ambitious sometimes, and we're a bit too laid back at times. Aaron Creswell probably being the most guilty culprit out of those. Mavropanos as well had a really horrific pass straight forward. He just got rid of it. I don't know. I
Yeah.
don't like what I've seen in the first half, Charlie, but we can still win this game, and I expect us to still win this game as well. The problem is we've not really got any big hitters on the bench.
No.
But
what are your options? You bring on Cornet, who's got the rust issue as well, just as much as anyone else does. You bring on Danny Ings, who we know doesn't work in the system. Like outside of that, what have you got really? Kera's not going to change things as a senior player. You know, Emerson, I guess, would improve it slightly, but even then, that's not a huge, massive change. I don't know. It's difficult. I said this in the build-up, right? I'll go in a second, but I said this in the build-up, right? We obviously have a few youth players on there. Like, I don't think the bench is well balanced, right? But I wouldn't even be in my head. I'm like, oh, if we get in the lead, well, maybe we'll get to see Chesters or Scars or Orford or whatever. I wouldn't necessarily be against seeing right now because I don't think it would be. I don't necessarily fear TSC enough to be like, oh, we would get blitzed if we did that. Do you know what I mean? Like if we brought on, say, Scars for Crestwell or whatever, I'm not gonna be any more scared than I am now. And then if anything, I'm gonna be more confident about us actually having a go in certain senses. So I don't think there's anything to lose really by going there. I mean, obviously the match is to lose, but I don't think I don't think the drop off is going to be so significant. It's difficult. Anyway, I'm going to run to the toilet.
Right, cheers, Charlie. I agree with what Lewis is saying here. He says Emerson's most likely to change the game with these forward runs down line. I agree with that one, actually. Completely agree with that. John saying Mubama looks out his depth. Hopefully a loose ball falls for him. I don't think he is, to be honest with you. I think he's not been impressive per se, but at the same time, I don't think he's really had anything to go on. I think he'd be generous. If you were to say he's feeding on scraps, I think that's generous. He's had nothing. He did have one quick pass, which Paqueta gave to him, and I think everyone was, I mean, I was expecting Paqueta to shoot as well. I think Mubama was. That was the problem. But he's not really had anything to judge him on, really. JB says, I think Orford and Scars would actually tear this team up based on the performances under 23s against full League 2 sides in the League Cup. I'm not against it. I'm a big fan of Orford. I've liked him whenever I've seen him. Who would you bring him on for? That's the question. Probably Ward-Prowse or Souček, really. But I don't. This is the thing. You can't take Souček off because at the minute he's our most likely candidate to score via a set piece or a cross into the box. Ryan says if Antonio Ings had played like Mubama, would be screaming for his head. Might be young, but he needs to do more. Problem is, service is pish. Yeah, the service is bad, but you've answered your own comment there. He is young because he's not. Ings and Antonio are both 31 and 34 years old. They're experienced players. This is Mubama's first start in the first team for a year. I think I'm reluctant to criticize Mubama based on that first half. If Paqueta, Ward-Prowse, Souček, Benrahma, and Fornals were all playing really good, and Mubama was playing rubbish, I'd say, well, what more can he want? He's getting the service. All the players around him are playing well, but they're not. So while Mubama has to take his chance, he needs to be given a chance from the players around him. I don't think he's had that whatsoever. Joe says Benrahma needs to go. He's useless and offers nothing. Daniel said Mubama isn't getting the service. He's seen Antonio play just like Mubama. Marky says, wondered how long it'd be before Mubama got pelters. Doofus says not one player on the pitch is playing well. Shippy said the inverted wingers are killing it dead. Yeah, I don't disagree with that. Ben says it's proper rubbish football. Can't build up play. Nothing is new. George said we're too reliant on wing play. However, the wingers and fullbacks are lacking quality going forward. RB says this is the worst game I've ever seen. I'm not even watching it. David said midfield and defence are so far away from Mubama. That's why he's not in the game. Rudy says there's no point bringing on youngsters. If they follow Moyes' instructions, will do exactly what the first team players are doing. Jordan says got home, held off having a Jod, but because I thought we'd score early, going to have I don't know what Jod is after I cook my dinner. I don't care for Mr. Fish. I don't know what you're referring to. Anyway, Randy says hoping for a Souček set piece. All right, Moyes, we found David Moyes' burner account. Here it is. Here's David Moyes hoping for a Souček set piece. Daniel says take off for now and put Cornet on and get the ball behind the defence for Cornet. Benrahma and Mubama to run on to. Mubama has done decent when the ball has come on the run. Paul said Mubama's doing fine. Get his under 20 one mate's on and he will score however I feel. We are a brain fart away from going back. Yeah, I think they look more like scoring. Every time they run at us, our defence seems to just part like the sea. There's quite a lot of room in front of our defence this evening. Anyway, while you're all here, please do subscribe. We're trying to hit 35,000 subscribers before Christmas. We've got giveaways coming up as well. We gave away 50 quid earlier tonight. The bet's probably not going to win at this rate unless something drastically changes in the second half. But should check score, we win, then there's a good chance someone's winning £250 as well. But we've got a big bet giveaway probably the week after next. I'll record it next week. I'll go up the week after next where we're giving away 10 items. One of them is a signed shirt. So please get subscribing. Keith said, I don't think anyone's playing bad, but they just seem clueless going forward, as usual. Percy said there seems to be an issue with the players. I hate saying it, but how the last couple of games have gone, it seems Moyes just lost the dressing room. Red says, just a training session today, use the least amount of energy as possible. I do think there's an element of that. I don't like it, by the way. I don't agree with it. I'm not Red, perhaps don't agree with it either, but I do think there's maybe something as to what he's sort of suggesting there. Gary says, can you blame the players when they don't play regular? It's Moyes' fault 100% by not giving them more game time. Yeah, I think Creswell, you could suggest that he looks a little bit rusty. Right, John says, I must be the only one that sees anything good in Johnson. One good pass. I didn't say he's been excellent. I just think he's done all right. I think he's done fine in the first half. And like I said, context is important. We're Bama Johnson. I'm willing to give passes to tonight to some extent, given that one's young and inexperienced, the other one's been kicked to the curb by David Moyes a little bit. And we say it for Fornals or other players. We'll say, oh, well, when he doesn't get played, you have to expect that. I think Ben Johnson's been through the ringer by the club, quite frankly, and I feel a bit sorry for him. I think he's doing okay out there. Liam says we're the most boring team around. Lean says Kone must come on. Sean says Mubama's not even feeling off scrap. I agree. He's not even getting scraps, is he? Mancunian says whenever fringe players go out, they don't do themselves any favours. In good news, Major's putting his Christmas decorations up tomorrow. Sheol says players want Moyes gone. I'd give Kevin Keane the job till the end of the season. And Alistair says the whole team is very painful to watch. Surely we can't keep playing this way, for Christ's sake. It's so dire. Moyes has trained any attacking player out of these players.
I think Ben Rama and his blinkers for shooting would maybe disagree with that, but I think we move. My man does not know how to not shoot sometimes. Yeah, I don't know. I've seen the players just coming out. I haven't seen any subs. I don't know if there have been any.
No, there won't be. Do you know what? Moyes will be all right with the first half.
Well, I think ultimately all we need to do is match the result of Freiburg, right? So if they can win 4-0, 5-0, 6, they could run it up. It doesn't really matter. If we get a scrappy 1-0 win here and don't lose against Freiburg in the last game, we win the group.
Yeah.
It doesn't So I don't disagree. I agree with what you said earlier, right? I still think we can win this game, and I think we probably will win this game. It's just a case of we just need to step up slightly, because I don't know how many gears TSC can step up from here. I know we have at least 3 to step up from here, so I think it'll be all right. Any last words before you go?
I think we might win 1-0, but I'm a bit worried because they've had bits and pieces in and around our box, and I don't like it. So I'll say we win this game 1-0. I'm not happy with what I've seen in the first half, though, Charlie.
Yeah, me neither. But second half is now underway. If you would like to see more sense talk as opposed to whatever I do, then make sure to come back at the end of the video, because Gio will be live with our full match review of West Ham United versus TSC Bachka Topola, of which hopefully we'll get a win. I mean, we'll see. Second half, no changes at halftime, like I said, that I could see. If there were any, I've missed them. Do let me know, but I didn't see any subs being made. But I can't, and I'm scanning across the pitch. I can't see any. Cresswell trying to find that ball forward to Ben Rama, doesn't quite work, although it is a free kick to us. Okay, fair enough. I felt like it was a foul. Ben Rama, not one to go down. Like, don't get me wrong, he's not Mark Noble never going down, but he doesn't go down in the same way that Paquetá goes down, for example. So, you know, screw it as a manager. I want it mainly because I don't think he's good enough to manage any Premier League club, but I want him on the pitch. Get him on number 10 position, feeding off Mubama. Big ball up to Mubama, control, knock down, no one gets in there. Mate, I'd love a bit of that. I'd love a bit of that. You know? Why not? He was never the fastest player anyway. I've got an oat stuck in my gum. He was never the fastest player anyway. So big ball, you know, he had it up here. It was only here. And I'd be here for it, personally. I would be here for it. I'm in my London residence today, Toby. From what I've heard from Danny when he came across from North Idaho, he said it was fully snowing. He said it was very snowy in the North Idaho region. But thankfully for me, I'm in London today where there is no snow, but it does feel that cold. It does feel that cold. They instantly lose the ball out from the free kick, TSC. Play forward to Johnson. I missed the chicken celebration too. I hit him with the, you know. Don't worry. I got it, bro. I got it. I'm There is an orange, and there are 3 bells if we deem it necessary. If we deem it necessary, those things are available. Those things are available. Paquetá tried to find his way forward, can't quite make it work. Goalkeeper comes out and collects it. Trying to just Ben Rama, they're battling for the ball, trying to just get in there after Paquetá flicks it. Can't quite manage it, but just trying to put them under a little bit of pressure. Again, they lose out the ball super easily there, and Paquetá, who's dropped a lot deeper. We're sort of it's changed and molded over the half, and we've come out. We're doing a sort of similar thing now, where when we're in possession of the ball, or when we're sort of in their when it's in their third, be it for us or with them or whatever, it's a 4-2-3-1, and Souček is the one who's really far forward, almost alongside Mubama, and Paquetá drops deep to help him build up play. Frankly, we need it because without Paquetá, we don't really have any build up play whatsoever. So he needs to drop deep into those positions. But it's just an interesting switch. It's just an interesting switch. And it's one of those switches where it feels like if we're going to get a goal, it's probably going to come from that. Having said that, it does sort of limit Paquetá's ability to be in that sort of left half space a little bit, which I love him in that left half space. He's so effective there. But from a build-up perspective, we need it quite badly because we don't really have anything for this. She booted up, was she? What happened there? I missed this. I completely missed this. I didn't know anything about this. Then maybe we've got a chance. Imagine one stream she just popped up like Gio did at halftime, but it was Angelica Bell. Wouldn't that be immense? Imagine the chat. Playing even more, like, a lot of people, for example, don't like him on the left. Imagine him in an even worse position. You got a feel for Cornet, you really do. I mean, if he's not playing on the left to play fair, Cornet today. If he's not playing on the right today for Nows, then he's not going to play anywhere. But yeah. TSC trying to find their way forward, but we win the ball back easily. Although Mubama apparently fouled him, just a little pull of shirt, nothing too deep. But again, they're losing out a lot more in this half so far. Beginning of the second half, their passing seem to really be struggling to put anything together, TSC. We're not creating too much off the back of it, don't get me wrong, but it's giving us the options. It's giving us the options. This is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. He's there because he has to be on the pitch. He's there because he has to be on the pitch. That's why, and there's no other space for him. But it's silly. It's really silly. But it is what it is. If you want the upside of James Ward-Prowse, you sort of have to have him on the pitch somewhere. And where's the only space for him? There. He's on Cameo. He's on Cameo. He rejected mine and Ray's Cameo request. Me and Ray put together a bunch of questions on Cameo, getting different people from Cameo for our podcast that we were doing on the Patreon. And Ian Dowie rejected us. Freddie Pickion, all about it. Freddie Pickion sent us a shirt, sent us a video. He wasn't wearing a shirt. It was all very exciting. Ian Dowie, not interested. Turned the money down. But he's on Cameo. Paquetá, nice little flick through into the path of Thomas Souček, who's going to try and work his way into the box here as the ball gets played out to Ben Johnson, looking to try and whip it in and across the flex. It's going to be a corner. And thankfully, it's an outswinger, which means it can't be in the exact same position as always. Exciting times. Exciting times. Yeah, I think we're doing better in the second half than we were in the first half. Not that that's very difficult, but it's still not very exciting. But listen, if we get a boring 1-0 win, I'm not necessarily against it. Freiburg, the big one in the final group game on the 14th. James Ward-Prowse looking for that back post. Cresswell tries to nod it back towards it. It was an interesting idea. I feel like there was some sort of routine going on there, because James Ward-Prowse arrowed it at Aaron Cresswell, like absolutely like arrowed it at it. So it was obviously planned, but I don't really know why we did that. Don't really know what that routine was. Cross that one off as a failed attempt, and we move on. Low key, yeah, and I'm sort of okay with that today. I shouldn't be, but whatever, man. Whatever. Yeah, I don't remember what the rest of the bet was. I didn't hear it really. I heard Souček goal, though. I heard Gonzo say Souček goal, which, if we're being honest, at the moment is most likely. Well, we're not really creating opportunities for Souček to score, but out of everyone in our team, he feels the most likely to score at all times. Brighton 1-0 up against AEK Athens. There you go. Brighton 1-0 up. Brighton 1-0 up. Fornals is going to get a yellow. Yeah, probably right. Doesn't mean to. Just stretches too far. Studs come down. It's probably a deserved yellow if we're talking about it. It's not a big deep situation. Just probably a deserved yellow. I find the sponsor very weird. I can't stop thinking about tractors. Oh, I just love tractors. Thomas Souček getting in there with Antonich. Just big bullying each other. Wide on the left-hand side for TSC. The cross-in is awful. West Ham have a beautiful opportunity to counter-attack. Paquetá went for the spectacular ball across to Ben Rama there, and it was nowhere close, unfortunately. Listen. Paquetá's not been very good for a second game in a row here. Second game in a row, he's just not been the one. Ball comes across to the left-hand side for TSC, looking to try and whip their way into the box, and that was high and wide, that cross. 10 minutes of the second half, we've done slightly better. But still really nothing to go on here. Nine shots for TSC, 4 for us so far. I think what Gia was saying about subs is quite true. I mean, you think about it, we really want to step up in this game, and it's just it's not really enough. There's not really much on the bench to step up with. Played in, deflects into a good position from TSC, and thankfully, Fabianski easily comes out and collects that one. But there's a moment there where cross came in. It wasn't a great cross. It deflects and bounces up in an awkward manner, bounces off someone, and just lands in a really nice opportunity for TSC, but it's quite work out. James Ward-Prowse playing the ball around now with Aaron Cresswell. Oh, AK. How's the Sporting goal? If you're here still, I've just seen they've scored. Yeah, subs are getting necessary at this point. I think subs are necessary. I'm looking at the bench now. Areola, Anang, Chester, Zuma, Scarles, Bonacera, Coventry, Orford, Emerson, Cornet, Ings. Potentially, you look at a situation where you bring on Cornet. Emerson would be another welcome addition, I think. Emerson would be an upgrade. Mubama, this is a good opportunity. Mubama's coming forward. He's got Fornals wide on the right. He finds Ben Rama wide on the left. Ben Rama's looking to try and cut inside. Couple of little step overs. Takes it wide instead to the byline. Looking to try and chip it across. Dinks it in towards... Wasn't bad from Ben Rama. It wasn't good, but it wasn't bad from him that time, to be fair. Oh, well hooked back there from Aaron Cresswell. He's done well, let's be fair. Paquetá. Give him options, man, in that space. He's forced to go backwards. Just give him the options. He's gone for the spectacular for Mubama. Can't quite manage it. Svetkovic loses out to Ben Rama, who wins the ball back. Into James Ward-Prowse, looking for Ben Rama. Can't find him. Instead, finds Paquetá into the path of Ben Rama. Nice with that first touch, who just tries too much. They're going to ping it forward. TSC easily cut out there from Mavropanos. Well, I'm looking at our bench. I think Emerson would be welcome. I think he would change the team significantly and just give us something more down that left-hand side, which we don't have right now. Cornet would do something, potentially Cornet for Pablo Fornals. I feel like as much as I prefer Pablo Fornals to Said Ben Rama, no, Pablo Fornals is not a right winger and it does not work for him out there. So bring on Cornet. Just put it a little, just turn the pressure up, just that little bit. Ball across, foul against Thomas Suchek. I disagree with him, but it is what it is. Just turn the pressure up, just that little bit, you know. Yeah. Bell. There's been enough calls for bells. I love the poll in chat. The bell poll is active. Just waiting for it to pop up. There you go. It should be at the top of your screen now. I'll give it until 61. No, 61 and a half. 61 and a half. We'll do the 90 seconds as usual. 61 and a half to 62 minutes to get your voice heard on whether Bell should be active, yes or no. TSC just... Thomas Suchek was just sort of content there to stand off him and just watch the TSC player just run around in circles, and Mubama comes flying in to try and nip it away. Can't quite manage it. Played into the box. It's not bad from TSC. Shot is not great though, and it's very, very easy from Fabianski to collect. Again, this is what I'm saying. Even when they do get forward, it's not super scary, but he comes across on again. Gerd comes flying across, and he's just dummied him nicely there, and lays it into the path of their number 9, who hits it, and it's incredibly tame and straight at the goalkeeper, thankfully. But 20 seconds left. The poll. Unsurprisingly, it looks like we're going to bell at this point. Hooked away from Ben Johnson in a big manner. Or Ben Roberts does well to control that. And the poll there as it's quite decisively in one direction. Bell gets yes, 74%. So I'll be getting up and grabbing a bell just after this play finishes. Ben Johnson wide on the left-hand side, sorry, the right-hand side, looking to whip it in with his weak foot. Can't quite manage it. TSC desperate to try and find a counter-attack. Number 7's looking for a pass. There's just nothing on. It's a nice idea to play it down there, the left-hand side there, but Ben Johnson just round him, but easily cut out. Slid in there, but thankfully no foul. Because we can come away with it. Paquetá's coming forward, dribbling with the ball here. Ping it, yes, nice. That's what we want. He's gone to Ben Rama, which is a bit of a problem, but whip it in early. He does. It's a poor cross. It's an awful cross. Right, I'm going to get that bell. Awful cross. The card coming out for someone here. Is it Thomas Suchet? Right, I got it. Well, did someone get a card there? Did Thomas Suchet get a card? That's what it looked like was about to happen on my screen, but also, have there been any subs? Ben Rama charging it down. Paquetá foul. No, okay, fair enough. Fair enough. Oh, and their player got a card. Right, okay. Thank you. Apparently a double change is happening. I'm looking down. I can see Cornet as one of them. And ladies and gentlemen, I believe the other is Danny Ings. Cornet coming on. Look, okay, let me put it this way. I'm not necessarily against it if it's a 2 up front. If it's not a 2 up front, genuinely might end the stream. There's not much point to it. But there we go. There we go. Bell complete, ladies and gentlemen. Where's Mike Bassett? We will be playing 4-4 flipping 2. The captain. It's the one thing I remember most from that film. The captain, where I can't remember his name. That's not a bad opportunity. Ben Johnson looks for the cross, can't quite make it sure. We'll see what the subs are if they're going to have now. But the captain, when they're going against whoever it is, and the one who's just mad who gets sent off all the time, is like stands up to do team talk. He's like, "Let's effing kill him!" and then runs out of the room, and punches like a hole in the wall. Oh, what a film! He's dancing on the bar. Pele's there. I'm going to take the corner before the subs happen. James Ward-Prowse puts it into a good area there. It's headed away. But that was probably the best corner of the bunch. James Ward-Prowse in a decent area to cross again. Sue checking the back post arriving and once again is penalised for a push. At this point, I think it's fair to say that the referee's not really going to give much when it comes to that sort of stuff. So there's no point us really going for the crossing tactic because it's just not going to work. Because Souček can't bully the people he's with because the referee's just not having it. So Benrahma coming off. Mubama's coming off. Oh, Mubama's coming off. Well, I hope it's because he's getting rested for the weekend. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it is what it is. I have many missed calls. Many missed calls. Good to see you, LPF 364. How are you? Cresswell somehow a foul against him again. Ugh. Listen, maybe something happens. Something happens. We really are hoping for some magic at this point. Magic from Cornet or something. Fornals has gone on to the left now, which I guess is the other option. I don't think you might as well. You might as well. We all do, and it's just horrendous to watch. It's just so horrendous to watch. Yeah, I don't know. I thought that's what I think it is as well. I'm not sure. I've never heard of B-way scores before, BW scores before, but I guess that's why. By the way, there's 800 of you in here, right? So first of all, like the video if you haven't already. Thank you. That helps us out massively. We're on over 400. We're absolutely flying, despite this being such a horrendously awful match. We're absolutely flying. And subscribe if you haven't already. Hit the bell notification button. Straight after this, we'll have our live match review, where I assume you're going to see a very... well, we'll see how Gio's feeling, I guess. It depends how the next 20 minutes goes. But he'll be live straight after the game. So make sure to hit that bell notification button so you don't miss out. But thank you for the likes. We've been absolutely flying with him today. I've barely mentioned him as well. Cut out easily there. Although TSC come away with the ball from a sloppy pass. The thing I don't like about... I wouldn't... From a result standpoint, if we move on from the performance for a split second, maybe sort of have to think about how crap it's been. So god-awful it's been for the entire game. From a results perspective, I wouldn't be so concerned about getting a draw, but that means we have to win on the final day to top the group. And I really want us to top the group. I do not want to have... Pardon me. I do not want to have another set of fixtures to play, another two-legged tie to play, especially where if you lose, you just go straight out. I really don't want that to happen. So I really want us to top the group, and that puts us under pressure to win the final game. And it would be unreal if we could win here, even if it was a scrappy 1-0 win, whatever. Then all we have to do is not lose against Freiburg and we top the group, which is the ideal situation. Now we can go back to talking about performance. Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. We are in such a poor run of form. It's awful to watch. It's awful to watch. And look, I said it the other day on that video, right? Listen, if Thomas Souček wants to score last-minute winners till the end of the season, I'll take it. But, like, Jesus, Cornet first real attempt on the ball, tries a couple of step-overs, tries to take it past his man, can't quite manage it. Again, finds the ball out to Pablo Fornals, who has shifted over to the left-hand side now. Ings gets involved, drops deep, lays it short to Souček. This is not a play. Paquetá goes for a shot from range. The goalkeeper was concerned about it. Deflects up. We're going to get a corner. Depressingly, that was one of the better chances we've created, and it was a Paquetá long shot which was going wide from about 25 plus yards, which is, you know. Like I said, I don't think this is the worst performance I've ever seen. I've seen us play horrendously. Horrendously. I've seen us play horrendously. It's just crap. It's just so nothingy, you know? I've seen us play god awful. Like, this is not the worst performance I've ever seen from us. It's not even the worst performance I've ever seen from us in Europe, right? And we're barely in Europe. But it's just so nothingy. It's just nothing there. Wide to Cornet now on the right hand side on the touchline. Would have preferred him to maybe open up the afterburners and just take on his man there. He tries to just Stead decides to lay it back, and the ball gets played across as the horseshoe once again commences across to Pablo Fornals on the other side, who fired in across. It deflects up, and we get a corner. We look ever so better since the subs, but it really is ever so better. David Moyes is deep in conversation with Billy McKinley. Again, corner positive is going to be an outswinger, so we can't aim it at the exact same spot as usual. Although if we do the routine we tried to do last time, Jesus Christ, please no. Ball pass to take, wide on the right-hand side, in comes the corner. Into a good position, header. No direction to it. I think it was the defender who headed it away in the end. Warpass loads up a second one, that time with his weaker foot. It's just over the top of everyone. Suchek goes down. Can't quite manage it, and there we go. Paquetá's just been crap the last couple of games. I can't lie. It's a solid shout. He's just been rubbish. He's just been last couple of games. He's just not been there. There were moments. It's frustrating because even when he's crap, he's still one of our better players. But like, I just don't. I don't think he was good enough against Burnley. I don't think he's probably been good enough here. He definitely hasn't been good enough here. But he's still vital. The fact that we changed our formation round in the first half to put him deeper to get more involved in build-up play shows how vital he is to the team. And when one of your most vital cogs like that just isn't playing, it's just nothing. Freiburg 5-0 up. Just scored again, 77th minute. Nice play, little nice link-up play there. The pass for Paquetá again was awful, straight at TSC, but the build-up was nice. It's not been good, Finn. I can't lie. It's not been good. We've not been very good. They've not been very good. It's just been a boring game of football. Crap. It's a crap game of football all round. Mavropanos cuts that one out. Some quick plays, nicely done. Pablo Fornals trying to speed up the play as he does. Finds Cornet wide on the right-hand side with the long ball. Little step over, cuts inside. Lays it short to Paquetá, who's maybe loading up a shot. Danny Ings. Oh! For Christ's sake, Danny. Man's getting hyped because he's got a hairline again. Stop it. We were like creating something there. We were like moving the players around a bit. There was movement going on, and then flipping Danny Ings fouls someone off the ball about 10 yards away from the ball. Free kick. Stupid. Why? How? Anyway, they're going to make a triple sub. I disagree with the notion that players aren't playing for Moyes, whether it be Paquetá or anyone else. Just because there's no proof of that. There's literally just no proof. I've seen no proof of anyone of players not being playing for Moyes. If anything, I've seen the opposite. I just think we're crap at the moment. We're out of form. And this is why David Moyes plays this style of football, right? This is the idea. This is the whole point of this style of football. Is when you're out of form and you're not playing super well, like none of our players are. We don't have a single player in form right now. I can't name a single player who's actually in form for West Ham at the moment, right? You can still get points because you're just going to be hard to beat, right? It's the whole point. It's the whole point. Whereas if you're playing a different brand of football and then you are playing poorly, then you're just going to get beat. You're just going to get wiped off. You're just going to get wiped off the thing. It's just crap to watch, isn't it? Really, it's just rubbish. It's just rubbish. Uh, uh, yeah, so like there's none. There is none. Like today it's one of the most boring games of football I've ever seen. I mean they can. No, you don't understand what I'm saying. I'm not. This is not a defensive Moyes. Don't mistake this for a defensive Moyes, because I do not like David Moyes. This is not a defensive Moyes. What I'm saying is this is the reason he plays this style of football, because when you're out of form, you can still grind stuff out, right? That's the whole point of it. Emerson and Kerr are coming on now. I suspect it would just be straight substitutes for the fullbacks. Ben Johnson is the one coming off for Kerr, and I suspect it'll be Cresswell for Emerson. So yeah, just to say that was not a defensive David Moyes. Don't get me wrong, but they are all out of form. Name one West Ham player in form currently. Name one West Ham player. Thomas Souček, arguably, because he just keeps scoring. Maybe Mohamed Kudus, but even then, I don't think Kudus or Souček is a straight swap. Emerson coming on for Cresswell and Kerr coming on for Johnson. Even then, right? Even with Souček and Kerr and Kudus, for example, who both have done good things recently, I think the rest of the game has been rubbish. Whipped in from the free kick. Oh, far post. Oh, Mavropanos almost gets there. That was a good opportunity, but he didn't quite expect it to come to him, and he's full stretch to try and get there. It bounces just in front of him, and he can't quite get there. It's whipped in. It's just over the top, and he can't quite get there. So close. There's no one in form. Even, like I said, even Kudus, who got two assists in the last game, I thought he wasn't very good until the 2 assists. Thomas Souček, who scored 2 winners in 2 games for us late in the game, I don't think he's been great outside of the goals he scored. I don't think no one's in form. No one is in form. I can't think of a single West Ham player right now who I'm like, they're in form. You know? Sucks. We're rubbish right now. We're so crap to watch. We're so awful to watch. Don't necessarily think it's a bad shout. I think Antonio is a huge part of it, although I think Mubama can do stuff, but when you've just got Mubama and you don't have the others, yeah. Partially and partially not. It's got nothing. But this is what it's a much more complicated issue than is made out to be. It's partially due to him, yes. It's partially not down to him. There's two, like we've had games of late. We've had games in the last 5 games or so, or whatever. I can't remember which game it was. I'm just gonna say the last 5 because it happened at some point. Ariola in form. That's not actually a bad shout. That's a good shout, mine. I think Ariola in form. I think you've done well there, actually. Good shout, mine. I think you're right with that. There have been games recently where we've put out the exact lineup that everyone would want. And guess what? The players still don't do what they want. The players still are out of form. You know? It's a difficult thing. It's a difficult thing when you're sort of up against the wall and you're trying to figure something out. And, you know, it's annoyingly effective. It's frustratingly effective. We've been, like, the last 2 games we won, we were crap. And you won them both. We came away with 6 points. You know? It's very frustrating to watch. It's incredibly frustrating to watch. But it's not a Moyes in, Moyes out thing. It's so much more than just that. It's so much more than just that. It's very, very frustrating. Awful cross from Kera, going straight out. 8 minutes left plus stoppage time. Thank Christ. Thank Christ. And then we can stop watching this. And start to think about the joys of Crystal Palace. Can hear David Moyes screaming on the touchline. I'm trying to figure out what he's saying, but I can't tell. Awful pass out from the goalkeeper. We win a throw. Hear me out, lads. Hear me out. Here's a vibe. Don't pass backwards. Huh? How about them ones, lads? Not exactly derivative of the whole fan base. It's not an accurate poll, you know. Accurate for people who watch Claret and Boost, certainly, but not an accurate poll overall. Not an accurate poll overall, you know. I would potentially say more people are out. More people are for. Well, I don't know. I don't know as a fan base as a whole. I think in terms of the hardcore fan base as a whole, there'd probably be more out than in. There'd probably be more out than in. I think that's totally fair to say. No, I don't know. No, I saw it happening against Burnley. I saw it happening in the last 2 games, but this one, no. This has 0-0 written all over it. I can't see them scoring. I can't see us scoring. They tried to create something there. It's not working. I wish I was. I might as well be. Played out wide to Maxwell Cornet. Looking to try and cut. He's loading up a shot. He goes for the cross instead. Approaching late, but yeah. We're also now in a situation where we've got Danny Ings on, who's dropping deep, who's standing in the way of Souček, so Souček's going to fall, so we don't get across. When we get across and he's not there. It just feels negative, doesn't it? It just feels like a bad move overall, but there we go. Good tackle there. TSC players stayed down, but I think our tackle was fine. TSC are asking us to kick it out. Oh, that's beautiful. Oh, the idea was there. The idea was there from Paquetá. Danny Ings made the run. It just wasn't quite. The thing wasn't there. I'm not saying he's not part of it. My point is that it is significantly more complex than just one thing. And this is why I don't like the conversation, because it's so reductive. It's reduced to just Moyes in or Moyes out, whereas the problem at West Ham is much, much bigger than that. And actually, even if just the Moyes problem is so much bigger than in it and out, that's such a reductive way of thinking about it. Like, yeah, there's just more to it. There's just more to it. And like people, like you're talking to a guy who in the last week has done 2 videos, one on the Patreon and one on the main channel, about who should be the person to replace David Moyes. So you're not sitting here talking to someone who doesn't want to see him be replaced, you know? Like, but it's just a much more complicated issue, and that's why I don't like talking about like Moyes in and Moyes out, because I think it's just it's so much more complicated. It's so much more nuanced than 2 words, You know, that's a catchphrase. It's not. That's not really getting to the grips of it. It's not getting to the heart of it. It's so frustrating to watch this game because we're just so crap. We're just so crap. And again, because apparently I can't say this. Yes, that is down to Moyes. That is also down to other things, like for example, none of the players being informed. The point is, we are so this is so crap. Emerson gets a classic Emerson yellow card. You love to see it. You love to see it. Oh. I can't say anything, so there's no point talking. This is why I don't like talking about it, because you can't talk about it. What would I do first? Probably improve our training ground. I mean, that's thing number one we should be doing. We play with a bunch of porter cabins. It's insane. It's insane. I think there needs to be a structure at the club built around that. That means that I'm not in charge. That's one of my biggest problems with West Ham is the fact that David Sullivan is in charge. And he can make decisions. He can get involved in transfers. He can do all this stuff. He can decide whether managers should be hired or fired. None of that. There should be a structure in place at the club where actual football people who are smart at their job are the people in charge, as opposed to David Sullivan. So if I was in charge, that's the first thing you would do. You put in that sort of place. You put in that sort of infrastructure, and part of that infrastructure includes improving the training ground, doing all that sort of stuff. Because our training ground, I've been there. It's woeful. It's hilariously woeful, our training ground. I have been there. I've seen it live. I was like, Jesus Christ. This is what my secondary school had. And my secondary school had little funding. It's crazy. Care out wide to Cornet, whips it in. Souček! Thomas Souček with the goal. 1-0. I was wrong. We were going to score. I guess I was right when I said I'd take Thomas Souček, but 1-0. Let's go. 1-0 to West Ham. And now, if this counts and it stays the same till the end of the game, all we need to do is not to lose against Freiburg and we top the group. Not lose against Freiburg and we top the group. Whipped in by Maxwell Cornet with the assist, and Thomas Souček at the back post arriving. Finishes it again. He's just unstoppable in that sense. It's a great cross by Maxwell Cornet, by the way. First of all, we need to give Maxwell Cornet credit. That is a really nice cross. And Thomas Souček is a really good late run into that space. And a nice finish. But yeah, I think first of all, it's definitely should be saying good cross from Maxwell Cornet. Thomas Souček, 3 games, 3 late winners. Insane. Utterly insane. See, this is the thing, like, this is what I was saying about Souček, right? Is like, I don't think he's in form. I think he's I don't think he's playing particularly well. But he just keeps doing what he needs to. He just keeps getting the goals. Mad, isn't it? I don't think he's playing that well. 5 games, 5 goals. Insane. My God. We're into stoppage time now. 4 minutes of stoppage time. 4 minutes of stoppage time. I said in a video a couple of days ago, if Thomas Souček just keeps scoring late winners, I'll take it. I didn't think that was a prophecy. It was just a glib point. I didn't think it was a prophecy. Ball over the top. Maxwell Cornet looks to try and get in behind it, collects it, lays it short to Thomas Souček. That's nicely done. He continues his run. Maxwell Cornet's in there, goes down instead of doing something with it. Stays down. Cornet goes down a bit too easy for me there. It was a beautiful opportunity to get a second and for Cornet to score, but he doesn't go for it. Not that we need a second. TSC just aren't going to score, but then again, I said no one would score and we did, but 482 likes. Jesus Christ. We're almost at 500. What time to be alive. What a time to be alive. Quick throw from TSC. Yeah, that has been useful. You can see it when we go for the counters that he's always there. You know, like as much as it might harm our build-up play, just having him pushing that back line back means we can be a bit more. We can just be a little bit better in that sense. I think Cornet's looks alright since coming on. Oh yeah. In a heartbeat, he's not worth £50 million. I am probably one of Thomas Tuchel's biggest fans. He's not worth £50 million. He's not worth £50 million. You take that in a heartbeat and you reinvest. Arguably, you get someone else who could sort of do some similar things to him, and you could probably also get a defensive midfield backup for Alvarez as well. So yeah, in a heartbeat. James Ward-Prowse to take the free kick. That'll be just one left-hand side, about 25 yards away. Corner type situation. It's going to be a cross. He's not in the quadrant, but it will be a cross. Back post looking towards Thomas Souček again and couldn't quite get there. Yeah, Cornet looks alright since coming on. He's done really interesting things. I like Cornet. I really do think there's more to come from him. I don't think he's been good enough since coming back from his injury. Most of the time he's only got 2-minute subs here and there, which is nowhere near good enough to do anything with. But I really do think there's someone there, and he just offers something different to our other wingers. And in a situation like tonight, when it just wasn't working, Thomas Souček wins the ball well there and then puts it into a really good area for Danny Ings. Does really well there, Thomas Souček again. All of a sudden he's just lit up. But yeah, I feel like he just offers something different, and I'm really here for that as an option. When we just should be taking more. The fact he doesn't get subbed on more is ridiculous. Two things are insane. First of all, there's over 1,000 of you in here right now, so thank you very much. Subscribe if you're new around here. Make sure to hit that like button, because we're at 500 apparently. Have we hit 500? Jesus Christ, we've hit 500. Thank you very much. We do watch along every single game here, so make sure if you haven't already, we're the most consistent West Ham fan channel in the game when it comes to that sort of stuff. So make sure if you haven't, subscribe and hit the bell notification button, because Gio will be live in just a few moments' time with our full match review, as West Ham are very close to confirming the win. There is the full-time whistle. West Ham United 1, TSC 0 is the final score. Somehow, we managed to get through that. I don't know how. That's managed to happen. But we have got the win. Insane. I was convinced that was going to be 0-0. And I am very, very, very relieved that it's not. And relief is the word. It was a beautiful moment getting that goal, and it gives me such a just like, oh, thank Christ for that. Because now all we have to do against Freiburg on the 14th, all we have to do is not to lose. As long as we don't lose that game, we top the group and we go through to the next round. We skip that round and we go straight through to the knockouts. We don't have to worry about a playoff round against a team dropping down from the Champions League, and there could be some decent teams dropping down from the Champions League. That's all we need to do on the 14th, is not lose. However, before then, we have many videos coming up, including watch-alongs, but more importantly, the live review, which will be happening in just a few moments' time. So there is the link. I'm going to start spamming it in chat for you. Do go over and head over there. Get involved with the chat. Gio's going to be doing that live in a few moments' time. 556 likes right now, so thank you very much, everyone. But there is the link. Get involved. Go head over there. Talk through the match, even though there's nothing to talk about because it was one of the most boring matches I've ever watched in my life. And make sure to come back soon. Subscribe if you haven't already. Like the video. All that good stuff. Cheers, everyone. See you for the Crystal Palace game at the weekend. See you later, everyone. Bye. Bye.